Hello, Kaylee. How you doing? Good. How are you? I'm doing good. I just lost my strand right out of my needle. I'm doing good. We had just a really nice weekend. We played a new TTRPG with the kids today, and that was a lot of fun. And we're planning to try and go visit my in-laws for the first time next weekend. My partner and I have been together for almost 3 years now, and in a couple weeks it'll be 3 years. And I haven't gotten to meet his family yet because we got together a month before like the COVID lockdowns. And like last year was the first time I would have had a chance to like come back and visit, but I was in the middle of like all of the custody stuff with the kids, so I couldn't really travel. It's like it was just a whole lot of, just life happening. Hi, Window. Thank you for the bits. I appreciate those. How are you doing this evening? Yeah, so we're gonna be going to his childhood home for me and the kiddos to meet his parents and one of his sisters. So that's really exciting. Jessica, thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. So I bought this stand and can't get the hoops to stay in. Are you tightening down these parts like really? Like I literally like squeeze this part like really tight together as I'm tightening these guys. I don't know if that helps. Sylveon's your favorite? Oh, that's awesome. But yeah, I literally like, so I like open them up wide, I like slip the hoop in, and then I like clamp down on it with my hand and hold it together really tight as I tighten it back down again. Watching Boy Meets World. Nice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Is that really 10 across? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, yeah, I can count. 1, 10 across. Sounds good. May just have to muscle it more. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I've definitely had the hoop like kind of pop out a couple of times. But usually as long as I like, squeeze down on that middle bit as I'm tightening the sides, it usually is pretty good. Having trouble counting tonight, guys. Does not bode well. I'm hoping that we don't have to do any frogging tonight. That's it. That's my only hope for the stream tonight is no frogging, please. I started on Vanuatu last night. Join your Patreon now to catch up on all the patterns you have out. Good luck. I'm not even caught up on all the patterns I have out. Like, to be completely honest, I have not even made all of the patterns. Oh, Venusaur. I have not even stitched all of the patterns that I have out so far. I have made... So I officially have 29 patterns out right now. And I have 2 more coming for my Patreons that are at the highest tier. So I have 2 more coming this month for you guys. If you have any guesses for what those are, you can go ahead and throw those in the comments. I'd love to see what you guys think the next 2 coming out are this month. No, I'm not a fan of Cinderace, but I'm just not a fan of that one. You know what? I have to agree with you. Cinderace was, somebody had like requested it during a live, like, so right before I moved, all of my stitching stuff was already packed up and like in a box ready to like be put on the moving truck. And I wanted to go live, but I was like, well, I can't stitch because I don't have any of my stuff. What can I do? And I was like, oh, well, I have my tablet out. I can do a live where I'm showing everyone how I'm actually making my patterns. And so I went live and I made, I think that was the live where I made the Charizard pattern. And then when I was done with the Charizard, I was like, oh, I was expecting, like, my kids were supposed to be home earlier than, like, they ended up staying later. And I was like, I was only gonna do it while they were gone. And then I was like, oh, they're not coming home until later. I actually have time to make another pattern. And so I was like taking requests, and somebody requested Cinderace. So that's actually the only reason I made Cinderace, was because it was like a special request on that live. And to be completely honest, nobody has bought Cinderace, like the pattern from my Etsy shop. And so I'm not going to be renewing Cinderace on Etsy. I will only put it back up there again if somebody like special requests me, like DMs me and is like, hey, do you have this pattern? So once that listing retires on Etsy, it's going to be a Patreon exclusive pattern unless somebody specifically reaches out about that one. It's pretty much just going to be a Patreon exclusive. So that's the other thing, is I'm going to start doing some of the more like some of the less popular ones are going to end up being Patreon exclusives. Because like it doesn't make sense for me to spend the money to put the listings up on Etsy for ones that not that many people are actually interested in. Like, it just doesn't make sense. Yeah, I remember that. Are you gonna have any patterns for shinies? So I had also thought about that. I had thought about doing shiny versions of them and having those be Patreon exclusive also. So if the Patreon like continues to grow and do well, I'm definitely thinking about like adding shiny versions as Patreon exclusives for that top level of membership. Because yeah, I think that could be really cool also. Charlotte, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Can I get that Sylveon? I have, the pattern is available on my Etsy and through my Patreon. And if you would like, I do have 1 or 2 spots open for commissions. So if you would like to commission me to make a piece for you, you can shoot me a DM over on my Etsy and we can discuss the pricing for that. Because it is priced based on the number of stitches, i.e. how long it takes me to make. So every piece is priced individually for commissions. Wendy, thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. I like that idea. Yeah, I think it would be really, really cool to just have the shinies be Patreon exclusive. I think that would make it kind of special, like if I didn't offer those through the Etsy shop. Hello, hi Black Cat, how you doing? Haley, thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. Tiny Diny, thank you. Tiny Diny's so cute. We got kitten zoomies again tonight. We had a scare yesterday with August, the little boy cat. We're pretty sure he had a seizure. So I'm going to be taking him to the vet tomorrow to get him checked out and like make sure he's okay. But yeah, we came into the dining room and he was acting super weird. So I'm like, them having the zoomies and running around is actually like kind of a good thing, because he just hasn't been quite himself the last 24 hours or so. So he's like finally kind of getting back to his normal behavior, so that's good. I hope he's okay too. Like, I have a seizure disorder. I'm on meds for it. I'll be on them for the rest of my life. So like, worst case scenario, they'll put him on some meds. But because it was just the one, and it's never happened before, you know, as long as he doesn't have any more, we're just gonna take him in and get it checked out. Basically just to have it noted in his chart that it happened. And that way, like, if it does happen again, or if there's any other weird things, like, it's documented in his file of, like, when it happened and what happened, and, like, where did my little scissors go? So I always want to make sure that, like, stuff like that gets noted in their files and stuff like that. And, you know, they won't do that unless I actually take him in, which is kind of annoying, but, like, whatever. It's, I'm using this jar of snippets today because I can't find my other one. Yeah, better safe than sorry. Yeah, exactly. Because like, when I honestly, like, so I had my first seizure when I was 16, and they basically said, like, well, if you don't have another one, we're not going to do anything about it. Like, first one that you have, they kind of don't take it super seriously, because like, a lot of people just have one and then they never have another one again in your life. So like, my parents took me in, we got it noted, like, you know, but it was inconclusive what caused it, and so it was just like, okay, it's a one-off thing. And that was when I was 16. And so in 2020, when I was 30, I had another one. And so that was my second one. There was 14 years between them, and my second one actually presented very, very differently than my first one. So differently, in fact, that the first neurologist that I went to, who was a man, shocking, I know, but yes, men dismiss women's concerns in the medical field all the time. So I went to him and I was like, hey, this is what happened. I'm pretty sure, I'm like 99% sure I had a seizure. And I left his office after he basically said, nope, you're fine. You definitely did not have a seizure. You definitely are fine. I'm not running any testing. You do not have seizures, but you do have essential tremors, which, you know, I've done some more research into, and I do. I have essential tremors. I literally shake all the time. So that's now documented in my file. So cool. But I told my partner, I was like, I'm 100% positive that man is wrong. Like, I would at least like some testing done. So I actually like went to my insurance company and I asked for a second opinion, and you're entitled to a second opinion. So I found another neurologist and I went to her and I was like, hey, here's all the things that happened. And my partner had been there when I had it, and she actually stopped and asked him some questions. And as she was talking to him, she was like, yeah, you know, you were talking to her, like, what was she saying? And I was like, he wasn't talking to me. And he was like, I was absolutely talking to you. And I was like, no, you definitely were not talking to me, like, while I was seizing. And he was like, no, I 100% was talking to you the entire time. And so it was at that point, they thought that I had, the guy had said I didn't have a seizure because I was conscious and I was aware during it. And he's like, no, if you're having a seizure, you're not conscious. And I was like, okay, if you say so. But then it turned out that, like, I was only partially conscious. So my vision did not go out, but my hearing went out. So I couldn't hear what was going on around me. And so she was like, well, I'm not 100% sure this was a seizure, but we're going to run some testing and we are going to figure out what this is. And so they ran the testing, and sure enough, I have seizure activity in my brain pretty much constantly. So I am now on seizure meds, and that first doctor can kick rocks as far as I'm concerned. Hello. Hi, Squish. How you doing? Joe Biden's dog, thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. We're gonna big chunk as we go up into like this whole ear section up here. Big floppy ears. Hi Vex, how you doing? What brand embroidery floss do you use? I use DMC almost exclusively. If a pattern calls for another brand, I will use that, but I find it's pretty rare that patterns call for anything other than DMC. I make all of my patterns with DMC brands as the colorways as well. Sylveon, yes, Sylveon. Same, yeah. I feel like DMC is pretty. Seems to be like the standard. I can't figure out to switch Pokeballs and it's annoying. Well, I think you say like Pokecatch and then you specify what Pokeball you want to use. If you type Poke Help or something like that, I think it'll pull up like the big help menu thing, or like give you the access to the Google Doc that'll tell you what all the commands are. Ash, thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. I use DMC for my friendship bracelets. It's my favorite to use. You know what? When I make friendship bracelets, I use DMC also. I have tried other stuff, and I've definitely used like bargain brand whatever for like stuff like for like friendship bracelets and stuff. But yeah, by and large, I prefer DMC. It's just so much nicer. Would you say monopoly on thread for the company DMC? They don't have a monopoly. There are definitely some other brands, like Anchor, and I think Anchor's the other like pretty big one. And then there are definitely some smaller companies that are trying to make a play, but they're doing it more so through kits and stuff like that. So like when you go to Joann's and you buy like a pre-made kit that includes the floss, it'll be like the Kiwi & Co. kit that includes the Kiwi & Co. floss with it and like things like that. So they're less trying to get you to buy their individual floss, and they're focusing more on like inclusive kits. But Anchor does have a decent following, but I would say DMC is probably the most common by far. I mean, when you consider that DMC, like as a company, has been around for like 270 years, like they know what they're doing. They've got their formulas down pat for their colors, like they know the quality. They have like a water, like recycling program or something like that they use with their factories, so they're also like super eco-friendly. Like I don't know, like by and large, I think DMC, like I would say that they run a really good company, like for the things that I would personally be concerned about, like quality, the making sure that the colors are the same even if you have to like go back to the store and get another color months later, things like that. The strength and like color fast, like the colors don't fade. Like some of these pieces that I made 15 years ago with DMC floss, they look, the color holds even though they've been on my walls for 15 years. So I don't know, like I'm a big proponent of DMC, but I know that that's definitely not for everybody. And I know that there's probably some really great like small brands and like small businesses that sell floss. That's probably wonderful as well. I just haven't had a chance to try out a whole lot of it. Somebody actually sent me some really pretty pastels from a small floss brand. I need to find them so I can make a video of them and like show off a little piece that I made with them. But since we moved, I don't know where they didn't end up with the rest of my floss. They ended up in a different box. So I need to tackle Box Mountain and find them so that I can like show it off. But I can't remember the name of the company. It was like peaches and cream maybe or something. I can't remember. I'll have to look it up. But they were on Etsy and stuff, and they made, it was like really, really pretty, like super pastel colors. But yeah. Emily Rose, thank you for the follow. And Pickles the Dragon, thank you for the follow as well. I appreciate you guys. Anchor, I'll look that up. Yeah, I don't actually think I've used Anchor personally, but I do know that it's like a pretty common brand and I've seen it around. And I know, like basically if the brand is big enough to show up as like, we have these color files in like Max Stitch and PC Stitch Pro, it's probably a decent sized brand. And so like it gives me the option to use Anchor colors. I always choose DMC because like I said, I use what I know. But it does give me the option to use Anchor colors and pick from theirs. But yeah. I don't know. Use what you know. Use what you like. Just Sarah, thanks. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. Casmar, hello. How you doing? Do other companies offer DMC converter charts? I do believe that there are like Anchor to DMC converter charts that you can find online, but I don't think Anchor offers as many colors as DMC does. DMC has over 500 colors, and I just don't think there's any other companies that come close to that amount. I could be wrong. Maybe Anchor has more. Let's look it up. I'm gonna look it up. How many colors of floss does Anchor have? Anchor has 438 solid colors. How many colors does DMC have? That's 489, but I don't think, yeah, 489. So yeah, so DMC and Anchor are pretty comparable. They're pretty close in the number of colors that they have. But that doesn't mean that all of their colors are going to be like one for one. Anchor may have other shades of colors, like they may have more greens than pinks or something like that. Who knows? But yeah, those I think are the two biggest that I've heard of personally. How long do your patterns take to write? It really depends on the pattern. Some of them are pretty easy to write and pretty straightforward for me. Other ones I have a lot of trouble with. We were talking about Cinderace earlier. I had a lot of trouble with Cinderace. That took me several hours to put together that pattern. But some of the other ones I can put together pretty quick. It just depends. The bookmark patterns that I was writing, the first one took me a long time to get it just right, but then I started making variations on it, and like the variations were way quicker to put together. So I don't know, it just kind of depends. It can vary a lot. It can be as little as like an hour to, you know, days and days and days of my time, depending on just how complicated of a pattern it is and how much tweaking I do and how frustrated I get during the process. How long do you cut your floss when you use it? I keep getting tangled and I think possibly I'm making it too long. I think the recommendation for floss length is like 12 to 18 inches. I definitely do longer than that. But that's, like I said, I've been stitching for 20 years and I know how long I like my floss to be. But I definitely don't recommend doing it as long as I do. I could probably have a lot fewer tangles if I cut it shorter, but I just don't. I do an arm's length also, but that's just what I like personally. If you're having a lot of tangle problems, I would definitely say try and stick to like 12 to 18 inches. When I make kits for people, I cut them at 18 inches. Just to make sure, you know, nobody's gonna have the problems that I do. If I do it to myself, that's okay. I don't want to be doing it to somebody else who might be making their first piece, you know. Charlie Quinn, thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. Do you use a program? Most of the time, yes. The bookmark pattern, the very first bookmark pattern that I used, I started that on graph paper, and then I actually started it on graph paper and stitched my prototype on graph paper before I ever bothered converting it to a program. And I actually only recently converted it to a program. But for my Pokemon ones, I use Max Stitch. In the past, I've also used PC Stitch Pro, but I probably haven't used PC Stitch Pro in 5 years at least. So I haven't used it recently, but I do know that it works very, very similar to Max Stitch. So just depending on whether you're using Mac or PC, that's the only difference really. They function very, very similarly. I do diamond paintings and they use DMC colors or offer conversion charts for diamond or for CS making. Yeah, the Max Stitch that I use, it actually asks me if I want to convert to, like, it gives me the option to convert any of my patterns over to diamond painting, like colors or whatnots. So if anybody is interested in that and like especially wants to request that, like just let me know and I can make that happen for you and we can test those out, because I've never actually done diamond painting myself, but I know a lot of other people are really into it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. One more. 5. Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, 5. I can count, I swear. We're just double checking my counting tonight because the last couple lives I have made some dumb mistakes by not counting properly. Oh, how was your presentation today, Vex? Hi, Chipmunky. How you doing? I was cleaning until I had a mental breakdown, so ooh, I'm sorry. I hope that you can have a cookie and drink some tea and feel better. Or at least that's what I do to try to feel better. I don't know if that would work for you, but something. Oh, where's my tea? Oh, I have tea. It was hiding up here. I forgot. I was like looking down here because it's normally on my little side table, but it's not tonight. It was good. Oh, good. I'm so glad. I know you've been like really stressed out about that all week. I'm glad it went good. I'm doing all the kitchen tomorrow and my homework, so yeah. I loved school, but also I'm glad that I don't have homework anymore. Like, although I guess I give myself homework because I read nonfiction books for fun. So I actually read a lot. That's something that I'm talking about more on my account this year than I have in the past. So in January, I read 5 books. And I almost always have, like, I'll be reading a fiction book of some kind, but then I'll have like a nonfiction book that I'm reading on the side. So right now my nonfiction book is, what is it? The Essential Guide to Raising Complex Kids. Because I'm a complex human. I have ADHD and autism, and both of my kids have ADHD. And so I need help because I don't have all the answers. And my kids' ADHD is very different from my ADHD. And I want to help them have a better time than I had when I was their age. And so I'm learning. And so I'm going to be reading, I'm actually in the middle of 2 nonfiction books right now. I'm reading that, and I'm reading We're Not Broken, which is about autism and changing the conversation around autism. Because I'm trying to understand myself better as well. But I'm also reading Legends and Lattes because Book Talk made me do it, and I'm not sorry. I'm not gonna apologize for Legends and Lattes. I'm like 5 chapters in. I'm loving it already. It is wholesome high fantasy vibes. I'm here for it. I want more books like this in my life. I'm so excited. I was up until 12:30 last night reading it because I could not put it down. How far down am I? I did the 5s and I did a 3. Okay, there we go. I have to highlight as I go because this is like such a big section. I'm gonna lose track of where I'm at. A Shellos! A Shellos appeared. Michaela, thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. Sylveon, yes, it is Sylveon. I have Legends and Lattes on my wish list. Yes, I got a little bit of money for my birthday and I bought Legends and Lattes and I bought The Name Bearer, which I'm also really excited to read. I follow the author Natalia Hernandez here on TikTok and I've been following her since she was like still writing the novel, and so I'm like really excited to read that one as well. That one is high fantasy set in like, instead of Eurocentric fantasy, it's South American fantasy. So I'm like really excited to experience some fantasy that's not white people centric. Like, I'm a white person and I'm tired of reading about all white people. Like, I want some other cultures and some other ideas thrown into this mix, because I don't know, I'm super excited about that one too. I actually feel like doing a readathon. Ooh, you should do a readathon. That sounds like so much fun. Oh, maybe that's what I'll do. Okay, maybe that's what I'll do after, if we hit this challenge, because on TWITCH, we are doing like a community challenge to have a game night where I pretend like I'm a gamer, and I play video games for a night instead of Stitch for a night. So that's gonna be chaotic because I don't game. But my partner said we're gonna see if he might be able to loan me his like rainbow light up headphones and rainbow light up keyboard, so that I can like, you know, pretend to have the aesthetic down, which I think could be really, really silly. Oh, and there Vex just put another 750 towards the challenge. But maybe I'll do like a readathon challenge and like, I don't know, like we all sit around and have a cozy reading night, and I don't know, I'll like annotate a book or something. I do some annotating every once in a while, depending on what the book is. But like, maybe we'll do like a readathon day or something like that. That sounds like it could be fun. And what? Annotate? So like writing in the book and like highlighting passages from the book and like drawing little pictures in it and like stuff like that. Some people think it is sacrilegious. I think it can be a lot of fun, and you can get into the book on like another level when you're doing that. It makes you like stop and think about things. Typically what I do, because I read a lot of books that I borrow from the library, so I cannot annotate in them, or if I do annotate, it's on sticky notes so that I can pull the sticky notes out before I return the book back to the library. So one of the things that I do is I actually keep a notebook that is just for quotes that just for some reason speak to me, whether they're very, very beautifully written or whether it's just like a really powerful moment. I will copy the quote down into that book, and that's specifically what that little notebook is for. I don't know if I have it handy. I don't know how to... Oh, it's upstairs. It's upstairs because that's where I was reading last, as I was reading in bed last night. It's sacrilegious if it's a library book. Exactly. I would never, never, never do that to a library book. If it is a book that I own, I'm much more open to annotating in the book itself. But I'm also really aware, like I'm not annotating in Legends and Lattes because I have a feeling my partner's going to want to read it after me. And I don't want to ruin his experience with a book by writing my own notes in it and things like that. Like some people are really into that and they would be cool reading a book that somebody else has written stuff in and other people wouldn't. One of my friends loaned me a book that they had put a bunch of little sticky notes in, but they had accidentally used like the tab sticky notes, so they couldn't remove them afterward. And so it was actually really, really interesting reading. It was a nonfiction book, but reading it after her and seeing the things that she was pointing out and like being like, ah, yes, good point, as opposed to the things that I was getting out of it. We were just getting very, very different things out of this book. So it was like, it was actually kind of interesting. So I wouldn't mind reading a book that's been annotated by somebody else. But knowing my partner, he would not like that very much. It would detract from the experience for him. So if it's a book that I think he might have an interest in reading after me, I won't do that. So I won't be doing that with Legends and Lattes, unless he buys his own, and then maybe I'll go back and do it. It's sacrilegious for all books. I mean, some people absolutely feel that way, and everyone is entitled to their own opinions. I've definitely done it to a few books over the years, but for, like I said, for the most part, I really just keep that side notebook that I write down quotes into that I really like. And that kind of helps enhance the book experience. And also, like, I like looking through the notebook by itself and reading quotes that struck me for whatever reason, you know, back when I read the book. And I always write down like what the author's name was and what book the quote came out of, so I could always track it back down if I want to. But yeah. My goal for this year is to read more and do more things for myself. That was definitely a goal of mine for last year. I was like, I want to read more because I used to read so much. I used to just devour books, and I really missed that. And I have so many books that I want to read, and so much stuff, you know, just so many books that I want to read, and so many perspectives I want to dive into. And so last year I set myself a reading goal of 26 books, and that's one book every 2 weeks. And I didn't read at all in the entire month of June. But then in September, I had a really rough month. That was like leading up to our child custody hearing. And so I basically like dissociated from all of, like, I did not do any crafting because it leaves too much room for my brain to start thinking and spiraling and doing all of those things. So I basically just read for the entire month of September. And I think I read like 12 or 13 books in September alone because I couldn't stop. Like, I needed to be reading or else I would be thinking, and I was stressing myself out so bad. So I caught up, and then by the end of the year, I think I read like 46 books. So this year I'm upping my goal just a little bit to 50 books. And I'm like, okay, one book a week instead of one book every 2 weeks, or about that. It's 50, not 52. But I'm at 6 books so far. I read 5 in January, and I finished 1 already in February. But now I'm actually in the middle of like too many books right now. I'm in the middle of 2 nonfiction ones and Legends and Lattes, and then I also have a book going on audiobook for like specifically for when I want to listen to an audiobook. Because I can't always listen to an audiobook. Like right now I couldn't listen to an audiobook because I'm talking to all you guys. But yeah. I would read more, but I don't like borrowing books from the library, and of course I can't buy as many as I want. You know what? Me being poor is actually why I started borrowing so many books from the library. That is 100% why I started doing that, and I've never dropped the habit. Like, I could not buy 50 books a year. That's way too many. I would go broke. But I can usually buy a few a year. Like I said, I got a little bit of money for my birthday, so I was like, I'm gonna splurge and buy a couple books. But yeah, by and large, I borrow my books from the library. I think 5 out of the 6 books that I read so far this year were from the library. One of them was actually a book that I bought from the used section of the library. If your library has a used book sale, so many of those used book sales are so cheap. Like as cheap as like a quarter for a book. Or like my old library in California, if it was in the kids book section, they would do 2 for the price of 1 because they want kids to be reading. So for a quarter, you could get 2 books. So like that, like for me, that was a way for me to be like, I'm just gonna buy books that look interesting, and I don't know if I'm gonna like them or not, but I'm not gonna feel guilty spending a quarter on them. So that's actually how I got The Wind in the Willows, which was the first book I read this year. Was I bought it at my old library for like a quarter. And it was just sitting on my library shelf for a couple years, and then finally I was like, you know what, I want to read this book, and so I read it. But yeah, my library sells books sometimes, but they're always something I wouldn't read. Yeah, but I read fan fiction now. I mean, hey, fan fiction is totally valid too. Like, however you are consuming media that makes you happy, there's nothing wrong with that. Whether like I know some people are like, oh, but it's a TV show, oh, but it's a podcast, oh, but it's what, I don't care. Whether it is a like traditional media book, a audio book, a podcast, just listening to music, like video games, these humans by nature are storytellers, and we are driven to hear stories and consume stories, and like it is an intrinsic part of being human. And so regardless of how you are consuming stories, like, good, do that. It's important for your soul. Like, it is important to make you feel so human. Chaos! I heard chaos and came running. It's a wild tink! I've read 3 books so far this year. I've been in the mood of cozy fantasy romance books. I like it. If you have any more recommendations for cozy romance fantasy books, I would love to hear them. I'm all about it. I want more of those in my life. Yes, please. So if anyone has recommendations for those, drop them. I want them, please. Sylveon, yes, it is Sylveon. Can I see the back of your cross stitch? I'm sorry. Here's the back of my cross stitch. HBW Tay, thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. Same. Paul, thank you for the follow. I appreciate you too. That's a pretty good goal. I think manageable for me would be 1 book every 3 weeks. Yeah, like that's the thing. Set a goal that's manageable for you. If it's only manageable for you to finish 1 book every 2 months, like that's fine. Somebody actually like broke it down. Somebody was like, oh, somebody said it's impossible that I read 200 books a year, but when you like break that down, it's only about X number. It was like 2 hours a day of reading or something like that. And I was like, or 4 hours a day of reading or something like that. Like, but that's like, that was their main hobby. That's what they do with their free time. They don't watch TV. That's all they do is read. And I was like, yeah, that tracks. I read almost 50 books last year, and I think I read about an hour a day. So it just depends, you know, if you're reading 20 minutes a day, then yeah, 1 book every 3 weeks sounds about right. That tracks. So just, you know, how much time are you putting into, you know, this particular hobby, or how much time are you setting aside for it? And like, heck, even if you read 1 page a day, that's a book by the end of the year. Ish. Depends on how long the book is, I guess, but it's pretty close. I used to escape into books for the same reason I would consume entire series so quickly. I would always ask for books or gift cards for my birthday and Christmas, and that's my book allowance. And then I trade with my friends. Yeah, trade with your friends if you can do that. What I like is, me and my partner do not have like the exact same taste in books, but we do have a lot of crossover. And so we do have a decent enough amount of crossover that when we moved in together last year, he like brought all of his books over, and I was like, oh, so many of these I've never heard of. And he was like, oh, they're so good. So I've been reading a lot of books from his like book stash, and he's read a few from mine. And like now when we buy books, I'm more willing to buy a book if I think it's a book he will also enjoy. Because he does not like he does not like borrowing books from the library, because he feels like it's this pressure to get it finished in a certain amount of time. And he's like, if you take away that pressure, like, just let me finish the book at my own pace. I don't want to have to worry about this book being due in 3 weeks. Like, even though that sounds like a long time, like, that's just, it's a lot of pressure. And then I don't want to read because then I feel pressured to do it. And I was like, then buy your books. So he just buys his books. But me and the kids, we like going to the library every week and picking out books. My younger one easily consumes 2 to 4 chapter books a week at this point. Like, they are insane with the read. I mean, they're like, you know, little kid chapter books still, but like, I think they're at like a 4th, 5th grade reading level. They're not even 7 yet. Like, they're gonna surpass me. They're gonna surpass me. I love getting crochet books from the library. Ooh, yes, those can be so much fun. Melodist Fuck. Hi, Lumi, how you doing? And Glenn's, hello. The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches was very cute. That is on my to read list. Is that a Pokemon? Yes, it is. Chameleon wearing socks. Witch Please is a good one, and Frost by C. and Crawford was pretty good. Both are the start of the series. Okay, I'll have to write those ones down because those ones are not on my list. But I'm not even wearing my glasses. Good lord, guys. You gotta remind me, because I can't see, and then I don't remember that I can't see until I go to, you know, write something, and I'm like, ugh, the paper's too far away. Why is it too far away? Oh yeah, you're blind. Okay, hold on. I need to write the books down. Okay, hold on. Witch Please. Hold on. Books to read. Witch Please and Frost by C. and Crawford. It's Danica, thank you for sharing the live. I really appreciate that. It's so nice that you share with him. No, actually, he shares more with me than I share with him, honestly. He introduced me to Tales of the Ketty J. Fantastic, sort of space western-ish. Had some very like Firefly Serenity vibes to it, but super good. Highly recommend that series. You know, now that I've read it. But he absolutely recommended that one to me. And also, if anyone has any spicy WLW books, lesbian books, please drop recommendations for those as well. In my experience, they're amazing. But yeah, I don't know. That's what I got. I can't even read books. I have autism. It's really hard for me to picture what's going on in the book. You know what? I have autism. I have aphantasia, so I have no picture visual memories in my brain. So I don't know. Books are like the only way I can kind of hijack and get around that. But that's actually why I was a photographer for so long, is because I don't have visual memory of anything in my life. I actually had a moment of disturbing realization that I had aphantasia. When my younger kiddo was born, they were very, very blonde. And I remember being at the park one day and talking to another mom at the park and being like, yeah, it's so weird. Like me and their dad both have really dark hair and they're just so blonde. And then I look over at my kid and I realize my kid doesn't have blonde hair anymore. Their hair is dark brown. And I just had this moment of like, when did their hair become dark brown? Because knowing the color of their hair was a fact that I had memorized, but because I could not picture what they looked like in my head, it had never crossed my mind that their hair color had changed and had darkened as they grew up. And so they were probably like 3 at the time. And I was just like, this is scary, because if something had happened to my kid, I 100% would have told the police officer asking for a description of my child that they had blonde hair. And they 100% did not and do not have blonde hair any longer. It was just very discomforting to me. Like, anyway, aphantasia. It's weird. Aphantasia is super weird. Kylie, do you sell complete kits? I do sell complete kits. You do have to shoot me a DM on Etsy to request a complete kit. It is not something that I openly advertise on my Etsy shop that I offer. It has to do with where I live in my business license. I'm not allowed to keep things in stock, like physical in-stock products at my house. Because of the business license. So if somebody wants a kit, I can make it to order, but I cannot pre-make them. So I don't offer them for that reason, because I can't pre-make them. So if you would like one, I absolutely do offer them. You just have to shoot me a DM and let me know what it is that you want. But yes I do. I read with my son every night. He loves the Good Dog novels by Cam Higgins. Your kids might like, ooh, I bet they would. They love new books. Kylie, thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. Yes, you must read it regularly, which is very warm and cozy. Awesome. All right, I will definitely, I say I'll move that up my to-read list, but it's more like when I see it on my list, I'll be like, yes, they said to read that one. And I'll try and remember to pull that up sooner rather than later. Highlighting as I go, because this ear is so big and super awkward. Okay, I'm gonna have to loosen this and move it down, because we're getting close to the top up here. I always tell my son that I take pictures because that's how mommy remembers. Exactly. Yep, that's how I remember things, is with pictures. Would actually be so freaky to realize that. Yeah, it was absolutely like panic inducing. I was on your Etsy and couldn't see that. I'm gonna be messaging you. Etsy, not TikTok card. Yes, yeah. If you're looking to purchase something that is not listed on my Etsy, shoot me a DM on Etsy. That'll be the best way, because I will get that when I'm at my computer and not when I'm on my phone. If you send me a message on TikTok, I'll get it when I'm on my phone, and then I will forget to get back to you when I'm on my computer and have access to the information that you are requesting. So yeah, if it's anything actually like important and you need something like that, it needs to go through my Etsy. If it's just like, I wanted to say hi, that's fine through TikTok. No problem at all. Lumi! Oh my god. Lumi, you're gonna kill me. Okay, hold on. Check the extension. Oh my gosh, you guys have been... Okay, hold on. I need to like scroll back in the chat. I read fanfic now. I've read so many fanfics in the last 3 to 5 years. I have really bad anxiety. In 2021, I would stay up ungodly hours reading because I couldn't deal with the falling asleep. It's just my thoughts, but I can read a book in a day. Lumi with the tentacle monster. I read like 5 books a day. That's a lot. If I get too into a book, I'll be up for hours. Yeah, that is 100% my problem. Is I get into a book and I'm like, just one more page, just one more chapter. It's fine. And then I look at the clock and I'm like, it's 12:30 and I have to be up in like 6 hours. Crap. Anyone have any good recommendations for books right now? What kind of recommendations are you looking for, Amber? When you say 5 books a day, like start to finish, or read multiple books during the day? The Vampire Huntress Legends by L.A. Banks. Okay, writing more books down. What is it? The Vampire Huntress Legends. Vampire Huntress Legends by L.A. Banks. Lumi, put Pokestart. We need to know what Pokemon you're going to start with. Finishing most of the time. I haven't read enough this year, but my bestie is always in a book, so I passed her. I never finished any books in shorter than 2 days, since most of the books I read are like 800 plus pages. They were things like the Spy School series. Gotcha. Aw, thank you, Amber, for contributing to the Let's Play Game Challenge. Lumi, how many of these are you... Oh my god. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? 7? I have to hydrate 7 times? Yo. Paige Jackson, thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. And Kylie, thank you for sharing the live. I really appreciate that. Look, I'm even drinking actual water. I have tea, but I'm drinking water. This is gross. Just thanks. Let's do. That's 3. Pay more attention to chat. I have 2 chats going. I'm trying, guys. I'm like having to jump back and forth. I think that was 3. That was 4. That was 5. Do you watch Bluey? I have not seen Bluey. I have heard that Bluey is amazing. I have not seen a single episode of Bluey. I am apparently slacking as both a mom and just a human being in general for not seeing Bluey. So I apologize for that. Oh my god, watch Bluey! That's what everyone keeps saying. I'll try. I'll try. Make progress. How many did I do? Did I do 5 or 6? I'm gonna say I did 5 because I can't remember. I lost track. I'm 6. I'm 44 and I love Bluey. You know what? Everybody loves Bluey. That is the conclusion that I've come to, is that everybody loves Bluey. That's 7. Cheers. Now I'm drinking tea because water is awful. Tea is much better. Okay. Have I read Legendborn by Tracy Deonn? It's a long book, but it's really got me back into reading. I have not read Legendborn, but Legendborn is absolutely on my list of books to read. Where did I put my needle? It is just hanging. Just absolutely hanging down. Okay. There we go. Got my needle back. Where are we going now? Okay, we're going even with this one. Bluey is awesome. My daughters and I watched it at least 3 times. I have no kids and I watch Bluey just for me. I know you have no kids, Lumi. It doesn't surprise me that you watch Bluey just for you. Yes, I have absolutely heard that Bluey is amazing. And I should watch it. Honestly, we don't watch a lot of TV with the kids. And like, since we moved, like, we didn't have our TV for a couple weeks before we moved. And then like when we got here, we didn't have any of our stuff for a few days. And then once we got our stuff, we were like busy putting together like, you know, the essential parts of the house, like the kitchen and stuff. We only just got the TV. We've been here for a month. We only just got the TV set back up like in the last week. And we just haven't been watching TV like at all. Like me and my partner, I've been cross-stitching and like we've been, I don't know, we've done a lot of chores actually, but we've been like, I've been spending a lot of time like reading before bed and stuff like that. So I don't know, like since we got out of the habit of watching TV every single night, like I don't miss it, you know, like I just kind of like fell out of the habit. And so like I don't think about it. Like when I think like, oh, I want to do something, my first thought isn't go turn on the TV anymore. I'm sure it'll happen again, and then I'll start watching a lot more TV again. It'll come back around, I promise. What was it? There was something. Oh, we just watched Eliza Schlesinger's new comedy special a couple nights ago, because we were like, we do want to intentionally sit down and watch a little bit of TV, so we watched a comedy special, so that was nice. Otherworld Sisters of the Moon by Yasmin Gale Norn. Okay, I'll have to write that one down too. Okay, y'all, my to-be read list is already about 400 books long. You guys are just making it longer. Like, I'm never gonna get to the end of it. Otherworld / Sisters of the Moon. Lamb, thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. To be fair, I searched TikTok Bluey full episodes and watch them when scrolling. Bonus, you get the random task screens as well sometimes. 2 out of 3 series I recommend are at least 12 books long. I mean, that's okay. I am currently in the middle of 4 or 5 different series. What I find is that for the most part, I can't just read an entire series start to finish without throwing some other books in as well. I get like too immersed in the world, and then like, I don't know, like it does better for my brain if I mix it up. So I'm in the middle of the Veronica Speedwell mysteries, which are like Victorian era femme detective Holmes vibes. She's a scientist and she's sassy. Actually, Lumi, you would probably really, really appreciate her. Or that series. Veronica Speedwell Mysteries by Deanna Raybourn. I'm also in the middle of the Time Traveler series by Linda Buckley Archer. It's like I read a decent amount of like kids lit, and that's like a kids lit series. I'm in the middle of the Mysterious Benedict Society, which somebody told me on a live. They made a TV show out of it, so now I want to read the rest of the series and then watch the TV show that's going with it. Lumi, Veronica Speedwell mystery. Here, I'm just gonna type it for you. Veronica Speedwell Mysteries by Deanna Raybourn. You just need to post a TikTok with all your book recommendations. I mean, maybe. Oh, okay. The Rose Witch just redeemed Finish a Pokemon Hoop. I really need to raise the number of points that one costs to redeem. Okay, who are we finishing tonight? I have to pull out my box, or not my box, I have to open the drawer and see what we're finishing tonight. So that means if you haven't been around when this has happened before, it means I have to set aside the one I'm currently stitching, pull out one that I finished stitching, and actually finish the edges of the hoop and everything. That way it is ready to actually go up on the wall and be added to the Pokemon hoop wall that I have not yet actually put back up on my wall. I really need to do that. I get you after moving out. Either I'll do TikTok or play with my cat thinking before going to bed. Yeah, depends on the day too. This is adorable. I'm currently 42 hours into a Christmas pieces with 9 Christmas themed mason jars. Oh, that sounds super adorable. I'm here. Hi, Tenshi. How you doing? How many threads do you use? I use 2. It's been too long since I could watch your lives. It's been too long. Thank you for being here. Jen Steer, thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. I'm working on the same giant Kingdom Hearts pattern that I started in 2018. Is that a unicorn? This is not a unicorn. This is Sylveon. It's a Pokemon. And it looks terrifying right now because the eyes are stitched and basically nothing else. It is horrifying. This is not a mouth, I promise. This is its little bow tie that it has around its mouth. Diamond Lake, thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. Alright, I need to set this to the side. And what are we going to be finishing? Nope, those are just hoops. That's not what I need. Okay, I gotta get up. Alright, what are we finishing today? Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to bang that against that. Oh, we're gonna finish Eevee. We're gonna finish Eevee. Eevee's on top, ready to go. Let me pull out. Where did I put it? Put it back. Oh, no, it didn't. I stuck it on my desk. Because I was like, oh, I'll need this again. I'll just leave it out. Duh. Okay, here we go. I'm back. Can someone teach me how to start the chat Pokemon game? Type an exclamation mark and then Pokestart as one word. Exclamation mark Pokestart. And then it'll start your game. It'll give you your first starter Pokemon. And then there you go. You go to Rowlet! Oh! Huzzah! Okay. We're gonna move Sylveon. Just get out the way, Sylveon. You've been banished. Okay. I'm gonna lower this so so that you guys can still see what's going on. And I'm gonna lower you so you guys can see what's going on. Okay, there we go. Sylveon's my favorite evolution. Aww, that's awesome. Oh my gosh, I thought it was a bunny. That's okay. It does have big, giant bunny ears. I've literally just got off my 9 of work. I'm waiting for my ride. Oh, nice. That makes me so excited to look awesome. Oh, thank you, Kylie. I do not respond to messages during lives, but once I get off of lives, I go and I check, you know, what's going on, and I respond to people and all that good stuff. I'm pregnant for the 3rd time. I need someone to do to calm me down at night. This will be so fun. You know what? I loved stitching while I was pregnant. Like, that was such, like, a calm, like, little thing to do. Yeah, okay. Hold on. Are you even in your hoop? I feel like we're gonna move you over a little bit. Okay. Which one are you gonna do? Oh yeah, now I'm super excited too. Kylie, which one are you gonna want to do? I'm excited. Sammy, thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. Honestly, I don't know which idea I might get to. I don't know. What is your favorite Pokemon? Or are there any Pokemon that you associate with like your older kids or the new baby? Like, I don't know. I ordered Vaporeon to do. I haven't checked the mail yet to see if it's here, but I'm super excited. I'm super excited for it to get to you, Kaylee. I'm always anxious with international mail, but I'm also like, I don't know. I'm always excited when it gets there safe and sound and like didn't have any issues along the way. Hold on. I want that to be on that side, so we need to flip it over that way. Okay, there we go. Sorry, I talked too fast. I think I'm gonna be addicted. I'll let you know once it's home safe and stuff. Okay, good. I get like super stressed out anytime I send international packages. I'm always like, oh god, like if it doesn't arrive, like, or if like something happens to it. Really good questions. I should probably figure out. I'm gonna do that in the next day or two. Okay, sounds good. You gotta wait for the Pokemon to appear, and then like it'll give you like 90 seconds to catch it on the game. Umbreon's the best evolution. I mean, I'm partial to Flareon, but I'm also biased to my little Firefoxes. Vulpix and Flareon are my favorites. So I don't think this actually freaking moved over at all. I think it just hates me and I'm gonna have to do it again. Alright, we're gonna try this again. It did not want to move. We're also moving houses, and with kids, I already scatterbrained. Yeah, absolutely. Moving houses with kids is just a whole other beast in and of itself. I was looking at how many colors. Which game is that? I'm sorry, I wasn't on the live at the time. Oh, TWITCH. I'm not allowed to say the word, or Clock Daddy gets mad. I have another live going on over there at the same time, and they're playing a Pokemon game in that server, or like on that platform. It's like integrated into the chat, so they're catching Pokemon as the live goes on. I was looking at how many colors each one has and which Pokemon I really like. Moving is the craziest time ever. It really is. Vulpix is the one I'm getting for sure. She's my favorite. And I even got a shiny I'll never get over. Oh my gosh. If I got a shiny Vulpix, y'all, like, I'm pretty sure I would just straight up die. Like, Vulpix is just so freaking cute. Just so freaking cute. Okay. Alright. There we go. A little more centered now. I'm gonna cut around. Come on, cut around the edges. There we go. These aren't the best scissors for this. Where are my other scissors? Hold on. I think they're in this drawer. Shiny Alolan Vulpix. Oh, yeah. Comments over here. What? Studies are so exciting. Going now, super cool. Found and bought a house in and sold our current one in less than 4 years. Holy cow. That is like real quick turnaround for moving. Like, I know you don't have to like move that fast, but like that's just like really quick to be like, we're buying a house and we're selling this one, and it's like, I don't know, I'm always like I'm prepared for that process to be just forever long. Okay. Garbage. Here we go. Okay, I need tape. Alright. Got rid of a mortgage and own completely life crazy. That's super awesome. Congratulations. That has, like, not having a mortgage has got to be, like, such a relief, especially with baby number 3 on the way. Like, for sure. Alright. We're gonna do a little snips. Thanks for the fun live you rock. Can't wait to do this. Aw, thank you. You guys rock. You guys are what make the lives fun. Like, sometimes we have like just like super chill, mellow vibes, and other times it's, I don't know, like more like this, where like I'm more hyperactive. Like, honestly, it's just like the vibes of you guys. Like, if people are talking to me, I will talk forever and never shut up. Okay, these scissors are not working for me. Going back to the big ones. They're unwieldy, but I don't care. Oof. I don't know how to earn money in that game, Lumi. Like, I don't have any Pokeballs, but I also cannot for the life of me figure out how to make money. Like, do you make money by battling? Like, I genuinely, like, that's how you make money in the other games, but like, I genuinely don't know. I need one more Pokemon before I can battle. How many Pokemon do you need to battle? Because I only have like 2 Pokemon. Like, what happens if you don't catch the Pokemon? But, oh, you need 6? Yeah, I definitely don't have 6. I definitely don't have 6. I think I have like 3. Okay. This is my crappy floss bag. This is all of like my stray random, like, this is Prism Brown. I don't know what that means, but it's good to back an Eevee with, I guess. Here we go. Sometimes slightly chaotic. I mean, I'm pretty sure everything in my life is just slightly chaotic and unhinged. Just that's just my vibe. Is slightly chaotic and unhinged. The tutorial video that I dropped today, because I know you guys have all been asking for like tutorial video, well, not all of you, some of you already know how to cross stitch. Those of you who don't know how to cross stitch have been asking for tutorial videos on how to cross stitch. And originally I was like, oh, I'll make YouTube videos and like it can be longer form. And then I went to record one yesterday. Well, I tried to record it the other day and then the cats were being insane, and I made the TikTok about that, and they literally didn't stop being insane. And I was like, forget it. I clearly am not supposed to be doing this today. So I sat back down to do it yesterday. I recorded all of the clips and the takes and like all of it. And then I sat down and like listened to it back. And then I like was like, okay, now I have to like learn how to edit all of this. And then I went to my partner and I was like, am I like putting my time and energy in the right place right now? Because I feel like learning a whole new platform just to make slightly longer videos maybe isn't the best use of my time. And he was like, I'm really, really proud of you for recognizing that. Yeah, just make them on TikTok. You'll be able to make them in a fraction of the time, and it's still the same information. And you already know how to use that platform, and the people who are asking for the videos are already on that platform as well. And I was like, you're right. And so like this afternoon, in less than half an hour, I was able to sit down, record, and post the first video of the How to Cross Stitch series. And I'd been like putting it off because I was scared about learning how to do YouTube and like the platform and like all of the things that needed to go into for that. So yeah, so the first one is just about like the materials that you need, and so in the next couple days I'm gonna try and sit down and do one about like how to like prepare your hoop to get started and stuff like that. But yeah, so that was my learning lesson for the day, was like I need to keep remembering to put my time and energy towards the worthwhile things, and like making sure that like where I'm putting my time and energy is the right thing, you know. So yeah, basically it doesn't make sense for me to learn a new platform when like y'all are already here and I already know how to use this one and I can deliver the information via this one. So why am I stressing out and wasting everyone's time and energy when I can just do it in a way that I already know how to do it? So yeah, so hopefully I'll be able to drop a couple of those a week or so, and like just kind of start working my way through the steps. And absolutely feel free to be asking me questions in the comment sections of those videos and stuff, and I can make more videos if you need more specific information on anything and stuff like that. So, but yeah, I know you guys ask a ton of great questions here on the lives as well, and I'm always more than happy to answer questions. And just remember, like, my answers to stuff are that my way of cross stitching is not the only way to cross stitch, like, at all. There are so many ways to do all of the different parts of cross stitching, and that's kind of the beauty of it, is we all do it slightly different, and yet we all end up with really beautiful finished pieces, and that's okay. Like, we don't have to do it all the same. It's wonderful. Sid Yante, thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. That's awesome. Thank you. I'm excited. I'm super excited to have the first one out. Amanda Land, thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. Lazy Stitcher, thank you for the follow. I appreciate you too. And Angie's Wildlife, thank you for the follow. I appreciate you too. You guys are so awesome. I got like a little follow train going on over here. Aw, Cressel. Cressel got away. Dang it. Almost done. I am not going to be putting felt on this one, because this one is just going up on my wall. If I was shipping this out to somebody, or if this was a gift for somebody or something like that, I would absolutely finish the back with a circular piece of felt so you can't see all of this. But I'm not. This one's just for me. So it's not going to get one. One more, and then we're going to tie off. Pull it nice and tight. So these all kind of lay pretty flat. There we go. Go on the thing. And when I do the backs like this, because I pull the thread so tight, I actually do a triple knot, not a double knot like I normally do. So here we go. Then we're just going to snip this. Boop. There we go. And, as I throw it, Eevee's finished. Little cutie pie. Alright, I got a big old fluff. Get in there. Okay. And, I'm like throwing thread everywhere. What is happening? Okay, brown's going back in the box. Go away, box. Eevee's all done. Yay! Yeah, Porygon definitely took like a lot longer to finish the other day, but also, Porygon I was sending out to somebody. Okay, we're gonna lift this back up. Pull Sylveon back over. Readjust you guys down here. You guys are gonna get readjusted. There we go. And we can get back to Sylveon. What was I saying? Oh, so Porygon was a gift that I was making for somebody. So Porygon I actually finished with the felt backing and everything. And Kaylee, the day that I sent out your Vaporeon, I also sent out Porygon. I sent both of them out at the same time. You know, one trip to the post office instead of two. So that all actually ended up working out really perfectly with Vex turning in a finished Pokemon the other day. Last week, something like that. Yeah, I was able to get everything all in the same place. Alright, I need my pattern back. Black Cat, no, you don't have to spend actual money into the game or anything, but I don't know how you get money in the game. There's like a Discord and like stuff like that where they can like give you more information. I just personally have not been able to figure it out yet. But if you find out, I'd love to know the answer. Share the information. Because I have no idea. User Big String Numbers, thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. I still remember Derpy Eevee. Yes. Eevee is not so derpy anymore. Eevee is so cute now. That's great. Where did you get your stand? This is the Loops and Threads stand, craft stand from Michaels. I actually have a link to it in my bio. It's not an affiliate link or anything like that. I don't get any money off of it. I just get that question all the time, and that's the easiest way for me to share to you guys like the direct link right to the store of the exact same one that I have. I recommend seeing if you can get like a 50%, 40%, 50% off coupon from Michaels when you buy it. Because I think full price is like $50, but like, hey, 40-50% off of that is not so bad. But I actually really like my hoop stand. And it has changed the game for me as far as cross-stitching goes. And I love it. And I don't want to go back to not having to use it, so hopefully it will be here for many more years. What did I just do? Okay. I just finished that row. Holy cow. Okay. I know what I'm doing. Okay, guys? It's okay. Hi, Truly. How you doing? Hanging out in the streams that play the game helps you gain money. And connect your Twitch to the Discord using the link. That's what I've noticed for me. Okay, cool. Then cool. Yeah, I have no idea how it all works. So. Is the hoop stand under your leg or on a table? It is flat on the floor. It like is completely flat on the floor. I made a video, if you go to my profile, I made a video showing it off and like how tall it is. It's, I don't know, I want to say it's like probably like the third-ish video down in that, in the cross stitch and in the cross stitch playlist. Something like that. I'm sitting in a chair and it's, you know, I could probably make it a little bit higher than this, or I could definitely make it lower than this. I've also used it while sitting on a bed, and it was on the bed with me. It was not on the ground. It was like, you know, on the mattress. So there's definitely like, it's pretty adjustable, which is nice. Do you ever do beads in patterns as a finishing touch? I personally haven't. But I love, there's a cross-stitch artist, designer that I love named Shannon Christine, and she uses a ton of beadwork in her patterns, and they are stunning. And sooner or later, I'm gonna have to buy one of her patterns with the beads and everything that goes along with it, and do that. Personally, I've never done it, but her patterns are stunning. I'll check it out. I've been looking at different styles and can't decide. What I like about this one is that it flips over like that to be able to like tie off or weave in your ends on the back or whatever. And I guess not a lot of stands do that, which seems counterintuitive to me, but hey, what do I know? I'm just the consumer. But other people have pointed out that they're like, what? Your hoop just like flips over like that? I'm like, yeah, I didn't know that was like not a standard feature, but I guess not a lot of them do that. As I attack the camera with it. Sorry, guys. Come on. Marshmallow, thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. Oh, it fell out. It fell out because I like barely have it in here because I'm working so close to this upper hoop edge. I'm like just barely slipping it in there. Like just get in there. It doesn't want to. Okay. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna turn it because I can do that. We're gonna loosen. Clamp it on at an angle. There we go. We're problem solvers. We're solving problems. Not a big deal if you pin stitch to end, but I prefer to flip and run under my stitches. Yeah, yeah. Whether you're running them under or whether you tie off like I do, it's good to be able to flip it over. I don't know how to do pin stitches, but that's okay. Maybe I'll learn so I can teach somebody else how to do it. I like learning new techniques and things like that. I probably know 4 or 5 different ways to like finish off the back of a hoop, and I use different ones every time just depending on what mood I'm in. My most common is the one I just did to finish off that Eevee. I think my least favorite way of finishing off the back is like just snipping the edges really, really close and using like E6000 around the edge. But every once in a while I have to do that if my fabric is like cut too close. If I didn't give myself enough wiggle room at the end of my, like, or around the edges of my hoop. Let's see if I can tuck that under. Almost poked myself with it. I've never finished mine. I just have them laying around because I never know what to do with them. I mean, that's kind of part of my problem, and that's actually how my Pokemon hoop wall started. I have probably close to 80 Pokemon stitched, And so I just started, but they're not finished. So many of them are just not finished. So I finished a few of them off, and I started hanging them up on the wall. I think I had about 16 hung up on the wall at my old house. And so that is why I have the redemption reward thing where people can redeem me stopping stitching to finish one off, because I'm not motivated to finish them off by myself. But I need to get my hoop wall set up here, and I will, you know, start building it back out again and adding more to it as I finish them off. Oh my gosh, there's Vulpix. Hold on. Poke catch. I don't see. I need the Poke Shop. Crap. Poke Shop. Poke Shop. Great Ball. 1. Purchase successful. Okay. Poke catch. Poke catch. Great Ball. Is that how you do it? Does that work? Okay, I think that worked that time. Okay, let's see if I catch the Vulpix. I might cry if I don't. This will be the second Vulpix that has popped up, and I missed the last one. I was so sad. And like, they have like over 800 Pokemon like set up in this thing, so the fact that like Vulpix is the only Pokemon that I've seen show up twice, for like the ones that randomly spawn. So clearly it's listening to me, and it knows that I need a Vulpix in my life. When will we know? When the 90 seconds are up. It's very stressful. It's very stressful 90 seconds of my life. It'll pop up a little message and it'll say who caught it. Yes! I caught it! Yes! I'm so happy. That's all I needed in my life, was I just needed to catch the Vulpix. I'm happy now. Also, did we all catch it? I think so. I think we all caught it. I love your needle minder. Thank you. I really like it. It was a birthday present. It's from an Etsy shop called, which one is it from? See, you know what? I need to just make a list of like all of my cross-stitching paraphernalia and like where to find it all, and like just have that be like a whole thing in and of itself. Cause like I have this and I have this that everyone asks me about. And I got this for my birthday too, which I love. It like keeps all of my working threads for like whatever project I'm on. I'm super excited about it. It's super cute. This is a needle minder. Basically it's, let me show it off. Okay, so this is the back of it and this is the top of it. And so the back of it goes underneath my piece and this sits on the top, and they magnetize together through the fabric. And then my needle magnetizes to it so that I don't lose my needle. So like it just magnets to it. So yeah, it keeps me from losing my needle and not being able to find it. But yeah, it's like magnetic. So like, woo. But this one's like super, super cute. And this shop has like a ton of really cute designs. Like I want so many of them, but this is the one that I asked for because it's needle magic and it's so cute. It's like, it makes me happy. Do you plan to stitch every Pokemon? I don't know much about them, but my son has 1 million of the cards. There are over 1,000 of them currently. My plan is to stitch all of the original 150, plus the evolutions, because the rest of the evolutions are cute. You can't just have the first 3 evolutions. You gotta have the whole set. So that is my plan, is the first 150 plus the rest of the evolutions, for me personally, to stitch and hang up on my wall. That being said, because I make and sell the patterns, I'm obviously going to be making a lot more than that. But yeah. Definitely not Alyssa. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. That took me a second to read through, to decipher the name. But thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. Oh wow, yeah. Hi Eevee fangirl, how you doing? Oh, pet treat time. Okay, hold on. What happened? Oh, Truly didn't get it. Oh, I'm so sorry, Truly. Found this as well. How to earn Pokeballs. Watch for 5 minutes. Claim the special bonus. Participate in a raid. Follow this channel. Monthly first cheer. Monthly first gift a sub. Watch. Grow a watch streak. Tier 1, tier 2. Okay, it's pet treat time. Kitties, puppies. You guys want treats? They're all sleeping. Okay. Oh, Clover. Clover knows what's up. Hi, baby. You want a treat? Come here. Up on my lap. Sylveon gets you. Come here. Up. Oh, don't attack me. Oh, you're gonna run off with it? Okay, yeah. I mean, I should have seen that coming. So she had her treat. Kitty babies. Kittens. Wednesday, you want a treat? Oh, Wednesday absolutely wants a treat. Don't bite me. Don't bite me. There you go. August, you want a treat? He's so tired. Ow, ow, Wednesday, you can't have more. That was it. It was one treat. Go steal the one that August did not see. He's, August, oh, hi, kitten. This is Wednesday. Now she's gonna be in my lap because I gave her a treat. I love you. I love you so much. But the treaties went away now. Okay. We think August had a seizure yesterday, so he's not quite fully himself. And oh, he found it. Oh, good, he found it. He found it. I like tossed it over to his bed because he like didn't come over here, but he found it and he ate it because the void is distracted by trying to get into the drawer. To get the rest of the treats. So we bought these little containers for them and I was like, oh, they're so cute. I can like put them on like the little dresser. No, she immediately knocked it over and like the top just falls off, stuffed her face inside and was just like completely chowing down on them. So I had to put them in a drawer, but she figured out which drawer they were in and she has been trying to learn how to get, oh my God, you guys, I have all 3 of them. This was possibly a mistake. Hold on, I'm gonna turn this so you guys can see too. I have all 3 of them. There's 1 and 2 and the other one's pacing. All like just in my space. Lumi, what have you done? Hi. She's the most insistent. Okay, so apparently this is what happens when we redeem treat time. This is, Lumi, thank you so much for the subscription. I really appreciate you. You're amazing and I love you. Truly, that's, oh, it happens. Thanks though. Feed the babies. Oh, baby. Yeah. This is, my void is Wednesday and the little tuxedo is August. And they are chaos. Little floof babies. Pink Candies and Lizzie Pandish, thank you for the follows. I really appreciate you guys. Good, I see Sylveon is coming along nicely. It is. Can you talk a bit more quietly? Oh, I apologize. Sorry, I got excited and that is a common complaint from people in my life, is that when I get excited, I get much too loud. So I'm very sorry about that. I apologize. I think she's just gonna hang out here behind me now. Oh, I didn't fix this camera. Sorry. There we go. Much better. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't move you back. I fixed it. We're all good. Wednesday, please don't kick that camera over. Please, there's nothing for you over there. She's gonna get right in the way of the camera. There's her face. There's her face. That's just cat armpit for you. And now cattail. Yep. You can't get into that drawer, miss. It's not designed for kittens. She's like trying to hang herself upside down to get into the drawer where she can smell the kitty treats still in there. You're rude, miss. Love you. Adorable baby. I got my hair cut today and I'm just in a fantastic mood and the stream is illuminated. Thank you, Lumi. You always bring the chaos. I appreciate that. I hope everyone here has had good vibes too. Everyone in the lives have always been like just so awesome. I'm always like on like the best little corner of TikTok and I love it so much. Your phone is just real good at picking up the audio. I'm sorry. I'll get a worse phone. Actually, I upgraded my phone. This is my old phone. I do the lives from my old phone so that I still have access to like my phone for if I need it. And my partner took their old phone when we upgraded and he calls it his phone pod now, so he just like downloaded all his music onto it and is just using it as basically an iPod. Miss, I can't see the screen from here because you're in the way. Diamond Lake, thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. I couldn't see because kitten. You still can't get into that drawer, girly. Ow. Ow. Those are claws. Those are kitty claws. Those are baby. Ow. Hi, baby. Hi. Can't throw in one not found. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. Did you make me drop my needle? Did I? Where did I put it? Oh, there it is. It's sticking out of the piece. It's all good. It'll be fine. It's fine. More Chaos Kitty. I mean, if you want more Chaos Kitty, you redeem the more treat time. Oh, now she's mad, so now she's gonna go use her litter box and make it stinky in here for me. Because I didn't give her more than one treat. I will let you know there is a limit on the number of times you can redeem the treats for the babies on each live, and it is limited at 3. One, because the more they learn to do it, the more they're gonna harass me. And 2, because they need to eat their normal food still, and we want to make sure that they're not filling up too much on treaties all day long. Because this is not the only time they get treats. We love the babies. Gotta give them all. Oh, I gotta hydrate. Sylveon. It is Sylveon. It is. Lumi, I feel like part of the reason you have so many points to redeem is because of the D&D nights we used to have. We used to stream. Because I didn't have any rewards set up back then. And now I have rewards set up, and this has come back to bite me. Like, Lumi and Avril can do some damage with the amount of... I'm filthy rich. Lumi and Avril can do some damage with the amount of freaking channel points they have saved up from D&D nights. That's what I was trying to do. I was trying to see if the thing... This is super awkward being sideways, so I'm gonna straighten it back out again. 91% of the game night. Oh, is that how close it is? Oh man. Y'all are so close. Come on, let it go. Let it go. There it goes. Hold that under, because that was annoying. It kept unrolling. Hello, how you doing, Neko Mew? Oh, Lumi, thank you for gifting the sub to Window. That's so nice. I'm just gonna highlight that. Okay. There we go. Gotta get ready for date night too, everyone. Oh, bye, Lumi. Have a good date night. Esther, thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. How much longer will your stream be? I have no idea what time it is. What time is it? It's 9:20. Probably about another hour or so. I usually wrap up at like 10:30 at the latest. Kind of depends, but usually about 10:30. It's 9:20 right now, where I'm at. I realize time is relative. You just won your first Pokemon battle? That's awesome! Hi, Glens, welcome. Time is irrelative. Time is made up and the points don't matter. Oh, because I jumped from there. Got it. Do you play competitive at all or just for fun? Me personally, or are you talking to Window? Or to Window? Chat is down there. I don't know what I'm doing. Thank you for contributing towards the Let's Play Game Challenge. Sorry. I do not play competitive. I just play for fun. Like I was playing violin and stuff. Although apparently I just found out my brother plays competitive and I didn't know that. I was like talking to him on the phone the other day and I was telling him about like the lives here and stuff and he was like, "Oh yeah, I play competitive." I was like, "I did not know that about you," but we live across the country from each other, so we don't see each other very much. So we just like chat like once every week or two. But yeah. The concept of time does not matter. The reality of how we perceive it. Yeah. Tink, over on the purple app. On the purple one. With the points where you can redeem the rewards and torture me. Lumi redeemed like 8 hydrates and now I have to pee really badly. And Rose redeemed me finishing off an Eevee and Lumi made me give the kitties and the puppy treats and nobody can see her. The void cat is now lurking under the table on top of the box, just staring at me and waiting for me to reach for the drawer that has the treats in them again. She's just staring. It's actually like really creepy the way she's staring at me. Tink, Lumi went on a date. She bailed like a few minutes ago. She came, she sowed chaos, and then she bounced. Hi Wednesday. She's like trying to climb behind me again. Hi Wednesday. Please don't scratch up my chair. It would make me sad. Sad. Yeah. Danita, thank you for sharing the live. I really appreciate that. Wednesday, what are you doing? Hey, what? You're gonna scratch the crap out of the chair. It's so rude. The delay between the two are so off. Oh, I'm sorry. Pokemon points. How do I play the Chaos game? So just by watching, you're earning channel points, and then you can turn the channel points in for rewards. Oh, you guys raised the... Okay, you guys hit the money for the Let's Play Game Challenge. So congratulations. The next time I go live, I will be playing a video game and pretending to be a video game streamer for the night. So I don't know what game I'm gonna be playing, and Tinker Toy just redeemed finishing another hoop. Okay, I got it. That means I'm gonna have to finish off this row. Hold on, I'm actually gonna finish this little bit because I'm almost done with like this section, and then I will set this aside, and I will pull out another hoop that needs to be finished up, and we will do that. So let me finish this one up, and then we'll do that. But yeah, congratulations, you guys raised the money for the challenge game thing. So yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna play. It's probably going to be Stardew Valley unless I can talk my partner, aka Little Fish, into or Rogue Potato, depending on where you know him from, into playing some Overcooked with me, because I think that would be fun. But he will not put his face on video. But we'll have to see. But I will pretend to be a gamer for the night. You could try a hidden object game. They're pretty easy to find one in stream. It can be collaborative with the audience view like that. I was thinking about doing like a video game of some kind. But I will keep that in mind for like future stuff, for like future challenges and stuff like that. It might also be fun to do like a Jackbox night that's a little bit more interactive, or like stuff like that as well. But yeah. I'm gonna finish this up. I'm gonna run to the bathroom real quick because Lumi redeemed too many of the hydrates. That one, and I found the hydrant too. So mean. Okay, all right. I will hydrate. Windows, thank you for the bits. I appreciate that. Very fun. Okay, I redeemed the hydrate for you. Okay, I drank the waters. Drink the waters. Yes, I finally got you live again. Hi, Priscilla. How are you doing? Happy Sunday. How are you? I am doing good. The people over in the other stream are sowing chaos tonight. So they've redeemed like 14 hydrates at this point, maybe 100. I'm not sure. I'm losing track. So I'm gonna run to the bathroom real quick, and then when I come back, they redeemed me finishing off another Pokemon hoop. So I'm gonna have to pull one of those out as well. I'll be right back. That's my chair. Excuse me, miss. This is my chair. Can I have this back, please? Okay. Okay, there we go. Hi. Ow. Ow. Okay. Alright. What did you do while I was gone? You're back from dinner. Hello. Welcome back, Bex. Okay. Alright. Shalyn, thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. She'll be back. I stepped away to use the bathroom. Sorry. Sorry. Where are my pieces that need to be finished? How about a little Voltorb? Ow! 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 That's my toe! That's rude. Okay. Push that guy out of the way. Pull this one out. There we go. And kaboom. Need some red. I'll do some red this time. It's okay, toes are underrated anyway. Kitten. Silly kitten bites my toes. Ow! No, that's attached to me! Make sure this is nice and tight on there and good noise. Good noise. Sounds like a drum. Okay. Garbage. Oh, look what it is. Okay. Into the trash. I need to empty my trash can. It's overflowing. Crafty garbage. Kitten, get out of the box. The box is not for you. These battles are tough. Priscilla, thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. Crashing into the door. I have the most graceful animals on the planet, you guys. It is something. Something to behold. How long have you been crafting cross stitch? I've been doing cross stitch for about 20 years or so. Or I learned about 20 years or so. I've been doing it consistently for about 15. The first 5 I didn't like do it all the time. But for the past 15 years or so, I've been doing it pretty consistently. It's kind of my go-to craft. I like I do other stuff and then I like fall back on this all the time. So everything else I just kind of dabble in. I tried those mini Walmart pre-made ones and I loved it. Struggled with not speeding through. So there is another technique that you can do instead of knotting the back of the thread. You can do like leaving the ends under, and a lot of people actually really prefer leaving the ends under. I don't for various reasons, but technically it leads to like a more professional looking finished piece as far as the back is concerned. And if you're ever going to frame your piece, I highly recommend you learn the weaving under method. But because all of my Pokemon pieces are staying in their hoops, I don't mind if they're knotted off because there's nothing pressing up against the back of the fabric. There we go. But I can actually show you how you do the weave under method as soon as I'm done tying off this little Voltorb. Alright. There we go. And just like that, Voltorb is done. He's ready to go on the wall. Well, he needs to... He's got little fuzzies. He needs a lint roller. I need to put a lint roller over him. Okay. But he's technically done and ready to go on the wall. So that's 2 tonight. So, for those of you who missed it, I finished up Eevee earlier, and now we finished up Voltorb. So now we're going to go back to Sylveon. Sylveon back over. I need to readjust the cameras. There we go. Oh, so to show... Oh, he's thirsty. Why? That's so... Dang it. Window beat you to it. I'm almost out. I'm almost out. This was full when I started, so this is how much y'all have tortured me with regular water tonight. Okay, so as far as the feeding it under method goes, so I'm just gonna thread like normal. Dang it, Tink. Mean. Cheers. Water's good for you. No. Okay. Hold on. I need to figure out where my next stitch is gonna go. That would be super helpful, wouldn't it? It is going over there, so I can run it through some of these guys right over here. Okay, so under here, you see how you have all like these little like lines that are like straight up and down and stuff like that, or at least that's the way mine look. So basically you're gonna take your thread and you're gonna like use your needle to get it underneath those running threads, and just don't pull it super tight so that it like whips right out the back side of it. So I'm gonna run it through. The recommended amount of running it under is under 4 stitches. So I don't have 4 in a row because I need to come out like right in here, and I don't have 4 in a row anywhere near here, so I'm actually gonna go under to this direction. Just push it through. And then I'm gonna pull it until it's not quite to the end, but just like that. And then I'm gonna run it back through to going back this direction. And just pull it until it's snug, but don't pull it too hard. And then I'm gonna come right back up to start my piece, wherever it needs to come up. So that's not quite the right place. It needs to come up right there. Is that right? Nope, I can count. I had it right the first time. Okay, there should be 2 squares in between. There we go. Okay, so I just have to make sure that as I'm pulling this through right now, that I just do it until it gently stops and don't like pull any harder. So yeah, this is a really simple technique. The only reason I don't use it is because I like to keep my pieces in hoops, and so it's just easier for me to tie a double knot in the end of my piece. But yeah, it's super easy to do. If you can get 4, if you can run it under 4 in a row, that's ideal. Like what I had to do where I had to like loop it under 2 and then 2 more is a little bit not as great, but it's fine. Like it's not gonna look as clean. But for sure the backs of pieces look way cleaner when they don't have knots on the back of them, and it also means you don't have like all of these little tidbits, like fluffy little bits off of the back. Like I do all the time because I tie knots. But yeah, that's the other like super common way to start and end threads. It is a little bit tricky when you very first start a piece to do that. So basically what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to do something similar. Actually, let me run out of this thread real quick, and then I'll show you how to start fresh without running it under threads to start. Oh, thank you, Diamond Lake. I appreciate that. LFL, thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. Okay. All right, so I'm at the end of this thread now. And so we're gonna go onto the back and we're gonna do the exact same thing we just did, except I'm gonna run it under 4 in a row because I have 4 in a row right here that I can run it under. So I don't know if you can like, know how well you guys can see this. Let me see if I can get that any closer for you guys on the purple app. Is that any better? Okay, so we're gonna run it under 1, 2, 3, and 4. That's actually gonna possibly go under 5 because I can't like aim my needle back up. Nope, I got it under 4. Okay, perfect. And then just kind of gently push. Come on, go through. And then I'm just gonna pull it nice and snug, and it's gonna slip right off my needle. And then I'm gonna just take my scissors and snip it real close to where that 4th right there, where it ran under that fourth thread. So, I don't know if that made it any easier for you guys to see. Hopefully that was a yes. G-Man, thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. What kind of stand are you using? I am using a Loops and Threads craft stand from Michaels. If you follow the link in my bio, I do link directly to their link on the website. I'm not like an affiliate or anything. I don't get any money off of it. That was just the easiest way that I found to share the information with you guys of where I got my craft stand. Thank you for the extra. What happened? Thank you for the extra info. Greatly appreciate. Oh, no problem. Hope you and chat have a fantastic rest of your evening. Aw, thank you. Have a good evening, Priscilla. So to start a piece or to start a thread where you're not running it under first, like if you don't have any threads to run it under, it's slightly different, but similar concept. So I'm gonna pretend I don't have anything over here to start it under. Is this where my next? Yes, this is where my next one comes through. So as I'm pulling it through, I'm gonna stop it with about that much left on the back. Then my next stitches are gonna come off this side, so I'm gonna kind of like lay this as flat as I can. I'm gonna push down through, and then from my back side, I'm not pulling all of this through. I'm just pulling enough to get my needle back up to the front side, and then I'm gonna gently pull. And as you can see, I made sure that this strand in the back was tucked under that loop. My finger's in the way, I apologize. Was tucked under that loop. And so I'm gonna gently, gently, gently pull, and I don't wanna pull too hard or I can pull the whole thing out, okay? And then I'm gonna do that again. Make sure that my needle's on top, coming out above the thread, and then coming back down below the thread. So I'm looping over this little tail, flip back to the front, gently pull. We're gonna do it twice more. Make sure my needle's coming out on the top side of the tail, looping down across the tail and going under the tail, pulling back through to the front, and then there we go. Thanks, I like how it flips easily. Me too. Miss Ali, thank you for the follow. I really appreciate you. And so that is how you can start a piece. And so if your pieces are not 4 stitches in a row, you can always like, you know, bend and fold this tail up and like keep tucking it under like another row. And then when you're all, and I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna like bend it up and go under one more little stitch, just like that. Because I'm gonna come back the other way. And then, so once he's under about 4 stitches or so, you just cut the little excess bit off of the tail, just like that. Super easy. But yeah, so that's like the more traditional way to do it without having knots on your pieces. I usually do knots just because, I don't know, then I don't have to flip it back and forth quite so often. It's a little bit easier for me. But doing it, tucking the tails under or weaving the ends under definitely makes for an even cleaner back. So like I know the backs of my pieces are like pretty clean, but they could definitely be a lot cleaner if I tucked all of my ends under when I was stitching. Laura, thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. Now I feel like I need to find a cross stitcher to exchange my crochet amigurumi pet Pokemon with. Oh, that's so odd. That would be so much fun. I bet you could absolutely find people who would be willing to swap those things. I'm here to show love for Sylveon. Aw, thank you. Sylveon is really cute. I'm not sure where to look. Maybe a Facebook group? Maybe. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. There's also like crafting groups. I used to be part of a crafting website called Craftster, and they did a ton of crafting swaps and stuff like that. I got a knot in here. There we go. Fixed it. And they went down a few years ago, but I think they rebranded and started back up again as Lettuce Craft, L-U-T-T-L-E-T-T-U-S-E, or U-C-E, lettuce, like the food. Lettuce food. I can spell sometimes. I can't spell out loud. L-E-T-T-U-C-E craft. And they do a ton of like craft swaps and stuff like that, but you can also do like personal craft swaps with people. So that might be a good place to look as well. And everyone over there is like super, super awesome. I've been part of a lot of like really, really cool craft swaps and stuff like that over there. Headglens, thank you for sharing the live. I appreciate that. Kristen says I could be that person. There you go. There you go. You're finding people right now in the live. Oh, geez. Sorry. The cat hit the table. One of the cats. I'm not sure which one it was. Would have been more fun if they spelled it lettuce with an S. Yeah. It probably would have been. But yeah, I can't remember why the old website went down. I don't remember. Like something happened, but Diamond Lake says there's a Facebook group called Cross Stitch Unlimited. And they learned a lot there too. Oh, sorry. I don't know if you're talking about learning stuff or about craft swaps. Yeah, I miss doing craft swaps. They're so much fun. I loved doing artist trading card craft swaps. I would always do like multimedia and like artist trading cards that were like functional or like not just like a piece of paper that had art on them. So like I made a little needle book for somebody one time as an artist trading card, and like I decorated and stuff, and it was really cute. Which I should make one of those for myself, honestly. But yeah, like stuff like that is always super, super fun. I feel like the kitten has something that they shouldn't have, and I need to go check on it because they've been getting into trouble tonight. What you got? Yeah, you absolutely had exactly what I thought you had. Yep. Very distinct noise. They had one of my little DMC wrapper things. And they were just playing with it, batting it around. It's a cat toy. And they're like, it is a cat toy. I'm a cat and I was playing with it, therefore it is cat toy. That's not how that works, guys, but nice try. They do some stitch-alongs. Not sure if that's similar. So stitch-alongs are like things you're gonna keep for yourself, but craft swaps are things where you're making something and then shipping it to somebody else and they're shipping things to you. So it's a really cool way to get like really cool handmade things in craft, like from hobbies and crafts that you don't do. for years I had like these really cool wooden coasters that somebody had made me. It was like a full set of 4 wooden coasters, and I would send out like embroidery hoops or cross stitch hoops that I had made. One time I made someone an entire set of like little felt characters and backdrops and stuff like that for their kiddo. And that was like a ton of fun to like plan like how to make all of those and like make them all and then ship them out. I've been sent like some really cool like jewelry that like I'm not very like I can do jewelry making, but it's not my favorite thing and I'm not like the best at it. So like stuff like that is just like really, really cool and fun to do. I think one of my favorites that I would join all the time were the artist trading card swaps. So basically you're making a miniature piece of art. It's 2.5 by 3.5 inches, so it's like the size of a business card, and it's whatever your art style is. But people will say like, oh, the themes that I would like to receive artist trading cards in are, you know, I like Pokemon, or I like old black and white movies, or I like, you know, whatever it is. And people will be like, okay, I will send you something from this theme in my art style. And so those are always a lot of fun, and they're kind of challenging to like, I always thought it was really fun to like come up with like, ooh, what do I want to do in my art style that goes with their theme? Like, can I come up with ideas for this and like fit it onto an art piece that's, you know, that small? Artist trading cards is a completely new concept to me. I'm intrigued. It's so much fun, and what I loved about that one is because they're so small, you can just send them in a regular envelope with like a regular stamp, and so they're super cheap to ship. So like, even when I couldn't afford to do bigger craft swaps that would be, you know, $15-$20 in shipping, I could always, you know, pay 50 cents for a stamp to be part of an artist trading card swap. You know what? Hold on. I think I have my book of artist trading cards that I've received. Hold on. I think I just unpacked it the other day. Yes. Okay. I don't have any that I've made, obviously, because I sent those out to people, but we're gonna have show and tell time. So I keep them in like, you know, Pokemon trading card style binder. So these are ones that other people have sent me over the years. So Narwhal, Unicorn of the Sea, and this one's like 3-dimensional, like the little parts stick up. Somebody drew like some undersea stuff. This one is completely made out of fabric and it's all stitched. It's like a sun shape. This is a Whomping Willow. There's like a little swirly jackalope guy. This one was for like random holidays theme, and it says January 22nd is Answer Your Cat's Question Day. And then like on the backs of them, they write who they were, when they made it, and like what the theme or the title of the piece is. I love, there's one person on that who does like all of these super cute monsters, so I always choose cute monsters as the theme, like hoping she would send me super cute little monsters and stuff. Cause like that's her art style, is like cute little monsters. This one down here is also like stitched. He's like all 3-dimensional and stitched, and like these ones are all like covered in glitter. I always have rubber ducks as a theme because I used to collect rubber ducks. So this is a cross-stitched rubber duck and like a little monster with a rubber ducky, and like they're just so cute. One of my themes was purple and green letters of the alphabet, and so people would choose a letter and make one based on those letters. So I have A and E, and I have P and S and T, and then I had like superheroes themed, and so people made me a couple superhero ones. And so Pokemon was one of my themes, and so this is actually like a Pokemon card, but then they like decorated it and like this, like you can't see it. It's like covered in like glitter and it's 3-dimensional and there's like fuzz behind it, so it looks all like fluffy. Like it's so cool in real life. Like somebody did a paper quilled one, so like a lot of these are like sort of 3-dimensional, and like just some other art stuff. This one's another embroidered one. This is Firefly from Serenity. This one's a geocaching one, and like it's actually, hold on, let me pull that one out because it's really cool. It's behind the paper gold one. This one, so like it actually like has a little thing that like pulls out of it. Like it's just, everybody does such cool stuff. Like I love it so much. Like they're so much fun. But yeah, so just, and then like just like some people like their kid would draw one, and so like they would send theirs to me, and then they would like send me like a bonus one that their kid had drawn, and like just stuff like that. So I don't know, like I think artist trading cards are like really, really cool, and like they're just so special because like whoever made it just for you. It's a one-of-a-kind little piece of art from that person. But yeah, anyway, as I go off on my random tangent about artist trading cards, sorry for anyone who like wasn't here for that. But anyway, Lumi, you're back! Okay, so if anyone wants to do an artist trading card swap, come join the Discord. The link is in my bio. And for those of you on Twitch, when I say link in bio, I mean, where's the link? Hold on, let me pull up the link for you. For those of you over on Twitch, that is link in bio. Anyway, come join the Discord and we'll set up an artist trading card swap, and it'll be fun and silly and it'll be cool. I got the end of the rant, no context, just pretties. They're artist trading cards. I went rogue. No one was watching me. I need an adultier adult here. I cannot be the adultiest adult. I will not stay on task. It won't happen. I have the perfect cute little monster mine as a cat that looks goofy. Oh, that's awesome. Kristen, thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. This is legit the coolest, most unexpected show and tell ever. What communities trade these? So that was part of the Lettuce Craft, LETTUCE. It's like a community. If you search it, I'm sure it'll come up. It's like a big website, and they have like forums, and they like people show off the crafting stuff that they do, and they do like craft alongs and like just all kinds of really, really cool stuff. It's an amazing, amazing community. I was really, really big into it back when it was called Craftster. And then the Craftster website went down, and then they had to like rebrand, and like now they're back as Lettuce Craft, and like I am a part of that website. But I just haven't been on it and like actively participated in a long time. But we can absolutely start up like a craft swap for like artist trading cards and stuff like that, like on the Discord, if that's something you guys want to do. I feel like that would be super cool and fun. But yeah. The gay agenda, thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. I appreciate all gay agenda. ATCs for all website is super welcoming and easy way to get into ATCs. Awesome. Yeah, there you go. More people who... It's not just me. I'm not the only person who knows about these, I swear. I did not come up with this amazing idea by myself. I'm not that cool. I'm learning so much tonight. Oh, I'm glad. I have ideas. Mr. I Twitch, thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. they're so much fun, and like I like that, like, because they're so small, you have to like plan what you're doing, and like it's just very creative. I have 0 drawing, 0 penmanship talent, so this is not an activity I can participate in. I mean, there's definitely ones that I have that have no drawing or penmanship on them whatsoever. Like, some of them were stitched, some of them are painted, some of them are like scrapbook style, like put together by like cutting things out and gluing things together. Like, there's no right or wrong way to do it. When it's an artist trading card is whatever your style of art is, and there are no rules to that. The only rule for ATCs is that they're 3.5 by 2.5, and that's it. That's the only rule, is the dimensions of it. Other than that, like, it does not have to be drawing or sketching, and it does not have to be penmanship. Like, it is whatever your art style is. I rarely watch TikTok lives. Honestly, I just skip past them, but I'm glad I stuck around. Aw, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you for being here. So I could crochet one? Yeah, as long as it fit into the correct dimensions, absolutely. Especially, like, I bet you could do something really cool if you were using, like, the sock weight yarn, like the real tiny yarn. I bet, yeah, you could do all kinds of cool stuff with that. Like I said, like, I've made one out of, like, pieces of felt. Like, I made a tiny needle, or like a felt needle book to, like, keep needles in. And because it was the correct dimensions, it was technically an ATC. You could stitch the tiniest doll blanket. Mine is, funnily enough, poetry, so yeah. I mean, hey, you can write a poem and then type it up and cut the letters out and paste them on, like, you know, refrigerator magnet style, or like cut out of a newspaper style or something like that. And like, that's still art. That's still, it's whatever your art form is. There are no rules. That's the secret to life. The rules are made up, and the points don't matter. I imagine I could crochet one with embroidery floss, C2C, and in pixel art. Yeah, absolutely. You could embroider with, or you could cross stitch it with embroidery floss. Or crochet. God damn, I can speak. I swear. The words are in my brain. They're just not coming out of my mouth. Miss Daria, hello. Welcome over to the other format, and thank you for the follow. Words are hard. Words are hard, especially this is the end of the day. So the words are not coming so good anymore, guys. I just watched your most recent video. When can we expect the rest of the series? So I made that video today. I'm hoping to get the next one up within the next couple of days. The evenings are when I have time to do that kind of stuff. I kind of slipped away in the middle of the day to make that particular video. Because during the day I homeschool my kids. But yeah, I am gonna be starting to push through that series, because I know you guys have been asking for it, and I'm actually like really excited to make it. So yeah, the next one is I'm gonna be talking about like how to prepare the fabric, cut it to size, and then I make grids on the back of my pieces so that it's easier to figure out where I'm starting and things like that. So I'll talk about how I do that. And then putting it in the hoop. And I know that sounds like a lot, but like, I'm hoping I can fit all of that into a 3-minute video. And if not, I'll try and make it into parts so that, you know, I'll break it down into however many video parts it needs to be to get through the whole process. But, But yeah, that is the plan, is to start getting out a few of those videos a week, until I can walk you through start to finish how to do the whole thing. That was actually something I was talking about earlier in the live. Is the other day I sat down and I was like, I'm gonna make this for YouTube format, and then I like sat down and I recorded all of it, and it took me so long to record it, and it ended up being like a 5-minute video total. And I didn't even edit it or anything yet, and it was like 5 minutes. And I was like, you know what? This seems like so difficult for me to like sit down and learn this new format and learn like these new programs when I already know how to make videos quickly and easily in TikTok. So, and like I can still make like a 3-minute video. Like, can I pare this information down to 3 minutes and still have it be like easy to digest and like, you know, step by step? And I was like, you know what, I can totally do that. So I decided to not make it for YouTube and just make it for here. But it does mean I'll have to break the steps down a little bit smaller for some of it, and make like a few more videos, but just like a few shorter videos. But I don't think that's a bad thing. I think it'll be okay. And once I get like the start to finish done, you know, you'll be able to watch it start to finish as if it's like one big tutorial video, just scrolling through the playlist itself. So that's kind of the plan and the idea. So yeah, that's where I'm at. Novella, thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. I found it very easy to follow. Oh, good. Okay, I'm glad. I make friendship bracelets, so I have a ton of embroidery press. Oh, that's if you already have the floss, you are halfway there. That is usually like one of the most difficult things for people to like wrap their heads around buying, is like, how do you read the numbers, and like where can you find these in the stores, and like that's always like, I don't know, walking into a new store and finding out how they've laid out their embroidery floss, like, it's stressful for me, but it probably doesn't need to be. They never have the single color I'm looking for, like, without fail. It doesn't matter what color it is. It could be a different color every single day of the week, and I will go into the store, and that will be the one color they don't have that day. Oh, come on. I have a knot. I'm trying to get it undone, and it doesn't. It just wants to tangle further. I'll do this. Be nice. Good. I'm much more likely to watch in TikTok. Yeah, that was also part of my thought process, was like, y'all are already on TikTok. You probably don't want to go somewhere else to watch a video. Magpie, thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. I got the biggest knot using it so bad I had to cut the floss and tar. Yeah, that's basically what I'm doing right now, is I don't have the patience to sit here and try and untie this knot right now. So I'm going to do that. And then look, the knot's just right there, so that's just going to be the knot for my next section. It'll be fine. This is waste. It'll be okay. It's all good. Good to keep in TikTok. It's super popular with the young people I hear. Avril, when you're an immortal being, everyone's a young person. Would you be willing to show how to separate the string for bracelets? I use 6 strands as 1 strand. Yes, absolutely. That will definitely be part of it, is how to separate the floss. And the trick that I use to separate without getting it in a big old tangle. My words are running together now. This is my usual preferred format. Yeah. Have you seen the Evan and Caitlin shirt, Words Are Hard? No, I haven't. You are now my background noise while I crochet and shawl. You're welcome. Thank you. I'm not sure. Thank you. You said congrats, so I'm going to say thank you. Casmar, thank you for joining. Welcome. Went to the store several different times, and they never had 471 or 932. Yeah, that's always like my luck. If they don't have it at one store, like if they don't have it at Joann's, I'll go to Michael's. If they don't have it at Michael's, I'll go to Joann's, because like it doesn't matter how many times I go back to the same store, they're not going to get it into stock until after I don't need it anymore. Like that's the laws of crafting physics. I don't make the rules, those are the rules. You're my background while I do makeup. Aww. Lumi. Are you doing fancy makeup tonight, Lumi? I watched a video by Rosie Quartz on TikTok the other day where she was showing off how to do like constellation makeup, so like freckles but like constellations and stuff, and like it was so cool and I want to try it out. But I'm no good with makeup, but I know you could do it, Lumi. You could do it so cool. Subtle beauty is what I'm going for. I mean, there is nothing subtle about your beauty, Lumi, so I'm not sure quite how you're gonna pull it off, but good luck. Your beauty is like radiant. You're welcome. Yes, the constellation freckles with the white liner. Yes. Yes. I want to try it. I went to Joann's and surprisingly they had all the colors I needed. It was a first. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. The crafting gods were smiling on you. I only have 10 more chapters to add to add the quotes. Oh, I was going through it. I was working my way through it, and then I got distracted with life stuff, and I stopped for a bit. So I apologize for that. I know I was working my way through doing the reading for you, Bex. Sadly, I had a huge allergic reaction to something almost every foundation. Now I'm scared to get back into makeup. Oh, that sucks. I hardly ever do makeup. Sorry, I attacked the phone on accident. I'm sorry about that. I hardly ever do makeup. I have psoriasis, and I tend to have pretty bad flare-ups if I do makeup more than just like every once in a while. So I hardly ever wear makeup. It's usually like, you know, for a fancy date night or like a Christmas party or like, you know, stuff like that. But Dawn, thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. I'm not familiar with Pokemon. Is this one mostly pink? It has big pink ears and it's got like little pinks on the tail, and then it's got like a big scarf that's like pink and blue with like a little bow tie. But the majority of the Pokemon itself is actually like shades of white. So this is one of the bold colors on this one. How did you get into cross stitch? Gosh, I was probably 11, 12, 13 or so at the time. And the first thing I ever cross stitched, I went to like Michael's, and it was like it was a printed cross stitch pattern, not counted cross stitch. So the pattern was like the picture was like printed on it, and you had to like stitch over that. And I just made an absolute mess of it. I was stitching with all 6 strands, and I didn't know what I was doing, and I did not read the instructions fully before starting, and I ended up having to throw the entire thing away. It was supposed to end up being like a pillow or like a pillow cover or something like that, and I ended up having to throw the whole thing away. And I got really frustrated. But then I was like, you know what? Maybe I should actually, you know, read the instructions and learn what the heck I'm doing. And around that time, somebody had posted a ton of Pokemon patterns online for free, and so I printed out a whole bunch of them, and that was the beginning of the Pokemon Cross Stitch series. I think I started it when I was about 15 or so, is when I officially started the Pokemon series. And so that was really when I dove into cross-stitching, and the majority of what I was stitching was Pokemon. So that was about 18 years ago. And now I'm 33 and I'm still cross-stitching Pokemon. Those patterns that I used to use are no longer available on the internet. The creator of them took them down many years ago. And so I started making my own patterns. And so I have stitched about 75 from those original patterns. And now I'm gonna replace all of those. I'm gonna be getting rid of all of the ones that I made from that other designer's patterns and replacing them with patterns that I've made myself. I think it's just a little bit more meaningful when I've done the entire thing start to finish, from designing the pattern to stitching it to finishing it off and hanging it on my own wall. I don't know. There's just something about it that I want to do. So I had like 75 of those or so round about there, completed from the original 150 Pokemon. So now I'm starting from scratch, and I have, I don't know, probably about half a dozen done in my own patterns now. But I've made, how many did I say? I think I said 29. I made 29 patterns for Pokemon so far. Not all of them are from the first 150. So my goal is to stitch the first 150, but I'm going to be making patterns for much more than that because people have asked for them, and I have a lot of fun making them. And so that's kind of where my cross-stitch journey has taken me. Majority of what I've done has been cross-stitching Pokemon. But that said, I've definitely done some stuff outside of that. I'm working my way through a Wheel of the Year Shabbat series that feature like teacups for each of the seasons, or teapots for each of the seasons, and the pattern work is gorgeous. And I've tried to recommend people over to the Etsy shop that I bought them, and their Etsy shop is closed. So like I feel bad, like so much of the stuff that I've like done or stitched like for my own personal stuff, like those shops aren't around anymore, which is just a bummer because like I love so much stuff, and like I don't know. So I feel bad I can't like recommend some of that stuff. But yeah, I am doing Sylveon. I remember in grade school we had a field day and had to do unusual activities. I got cross stitch. Oh, that's so cool. That was the first and only time I tried it. I like cross stitch, but not enough to do it myself. I mean, not every craft is for every person. Not every hobby is for every person. Like I've tried crochet. Technically I can do crochet. But it hurts my hands really bad. It sets off my arthritis. So I don't crochet very often. I only do it, every once in a while. And so, this seems to be my craft of choice for the most part, because it doesn't set off any of my issues. Bates Creates, thank you for the follow, I appreciate you. And Essa, thank you for the follow, I appreciate you too. And Alexis Dotson, thank you for the follow, I appreciate you all. You guys are so awesome. Look at this little follow train we got going here. Lavender Mirage, Sylveon, yes it is. Aaron and Lavender, thank you guys for the follows, I appreciate you. Eevee and her Eeveelutions are my fave. Oh, that's awesome. I am working my way through Eevee and the Eeveelutions right now. Eevee I finished up a couple weeks ago. We did Flareon before this. Now we're working on Sylveon. And as I finish each one, I've been letting whoever's in the live that night vote on which Eeveelution I'm gonna do next. So everyone voted last time. It was actually a tie between Sylveon and Leafeon, and then we did like a second vote, and Sylveon won. So working on Sylveon. Oh, Amber, you redeemed hydrate. Where's my water? Hydrate. Yay, water. How do you make your patterns? I use Max Stitch, but I've also used PC Stitch Pro when I had Windows. Oh gosh, more hydrates, 2 more hydrates. Oh my gosh, you guys. I'm almost out of water, y'all. When I'm out of the water, you're gonna have to accept the tea until that's gone too. Um, so I use Max Stitch or PC Stitch Pro. So now that I have a Mac, I use Max Stitch. But I have done the graph paper method before for certain patterns. It just depends on what I'm working on. But for the most part, I use Max Stitch. What is your favorite Pokemon? I like Vulpix. Vulpix is my favorite, closely followed by Flareon. I really like my little fire foxes. So those are my two favorites. I'd say Vulpix is just slightly more. I have a little Vulpix sitting over here with me, hanging out as my little buddy. What kind of tea? I am drinking, what is it? It's Republic of Tea. Somebody asked me what kind of tea I drink the other night, and I could not remember the brand. I drink Republic of Tea. And the one I'm drinking, I really love their estate blend. The Downton Abbey estate blend is like my daytime tea that I drink. And then at night, I really like their cup of lemon cake tea. So that's what I'm drinking right now, is the cup of lemon cake. And then I also, sometimes I'll drink the Republic of Tea's vanilla almond. Basically anything that has vanilla in it, I'm all over that. And sometimes I will drink Bigelow salted caramel. We have, like, between me and my partner, we have so much tea and like so many different flavors. And like there's so much of it that I haven't even like tried, because I just stick with like those 4 for the most part, because I'm boring. But like we probably, I made like a joke tea menu for him about a year ago, where I went through our entire cabinet of teas and I wrote down every single flavor and like what the little descriptions were for them, and I made him a tea menu, and it was like 2 full pages long to get all of the different flavors that we had in our house. And that wasn't even like the single sample packs, that was like actual like boxes or like full packages of tea. I didn't include any of like the little sampler ones on the menu, because I was like, if there's only one, I'm not going to put it on the menu, because then like whatever. But I made it as a joke, because when people come over and we're like, oh, would you like some tea? And they're like, oh, what do you have? I would like have the menu to pull out and be like, do you want a black tea or a green tea or a rooibos tea or an oolong tea? Like, what would you like? So we lost the menu, so I'm gonna have to make him a new one, because, and I labeled it. I like made a cute little picture, and like I labeled the top of it so it looked like it was a little tea house. I made it a label as if it was a little tea house, and it's called Brian's Insanity, because I'm a dork, and I thought it was funny. He thought it was funny too, which I appreciate. But yeah, like joking but not joking. For real, like we kind of want to open a tea house someday. Like we think that would be just lovely. Like I would love to like live in a tiny little small town and open a little tea shop. Like I think that would be awesome. What's Max Stitch? Max Stitch is a program for making cross-stitching patterns specific to Mac. If you're on a Windows operating system, PC Stitch Pro is their sort of version of it, or their equivalent. Okay, we're heading back down. Okay, we're almost done with this color. What time is it? It's 10:30. Okay, I'm going to finish up this color, and then, because I just have to like double down on all these stitches, and then I'm gonna sign off for the night. But I will be back on Wednesday, and when I'm back on Wednesday, you guys will get to vote on the next color that I stitch. We've still got 10 more colors to go on Sylveon. Sylveon has like the most number of colors out of any of the patterns I've made so far. So, yeah. Belly Bolt has stolen my heart. He's such a cutie. Hi, Nana. How you doing? You're spilling tea while talking about tea. I mean, that's okay, right? I have a video somewhere in my feed about when we moved in together and he first brought over his entire massive stash of tea. Like, he was already basically living at my house, but like we finally, like, he basically lived at my house for about a year before he officially moved in. He literally did not spend a single night at his apartment, and finally it was like, I just need to get rid of my apartment. Like, I just don't live there anymore. So that was when he officially like brought all of his tea over. And I made a video being like, move in with your boyfriend, they said. It'll be fun, they said. And then I show off the mountain of tea that he brought from his apartment. And then I haven't shared this with you all. And then we moved. Well, you guys know that we moved. We moved a month ago. We've been here in Maryland for a month now, and he unpacked a box the other day, and we had already unpacked all of the tea that was in the kitchen boxes. So like we had already unpacked the tea, and he unpacked a box and he brought all of this tea and set it on the island in the kitchen. And I was like, where did all of this tea come from? I already unpacked all of the tea. And he was like, oh, this was all the tea that used to be in my desk at my office at work, and now that I work from home, it's here. And so there's more tea, guys. There's so much more tea. There's so much tea. We have an entire cabinet dedicated to tea. Just so you know, on game night, I will only communicate in raccoon chittering. I mean, I feel like that's acceptable given the game. We're gonna be playing Raccoon Sky Pirates, so that is acceptable. Also, Nana, they redeemed the community challenge, whatever, reward thing. So, oh, that's the other thing. When I go live on Wednesday, I have to pretend to be a gamer for a night. So if you show up on Wednesday hoping for stitching, they've redeemed that I'm gonna be pretending to be a video game streamer for a night. I don't really play many video games. It's probably gonna be Stardew Valley or possibly Overcooked if I can talk Little Fish into it. But do I want to play Rust? No, I don't want to play Rust. That sounds like a bad time for me. Is there a way to weaken the Pokemon to make it easier to catch, or is it just use a stronger ball? I think it's just use a stronger ball. I don't think there's a way to weaken it with this particular game. Yes. Let's play Rust and show off how bad at shooters you are. That's not actually going to be any fun for anyone, I promise you. I used to have several roommates, and they thought it would be funny to try to teach me how to play Call of Duty. And I was excited when you cross station party, you stayed up until 5 a.m. So I have done that before. I've definitely done that before. That's why I kind of put an end time to these. I'm like, okay, 10:30 is like the latest I can go because I do have to wake up in the morning to homeschool my kids. So that's the other thing. Like, that's the nice thing about me streaming on Wednesdays and Sundays is I do have to wake up tomorrow. So I cannot stay up all night. Like, I will be an absolute wreck. So this is part of how I keep myself accountable is by streaming on nights where I do actually have to wake up in the morning. I can't sleep in. Stardust Utopia, thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. I have seen you stream games. Minecraft with the monsters turned off is not quite the same thing. If you have the monsters off, it's not the same game, really. Hold on. What happened? Lumi. Redeem to hydrate. Okay, I think this is the last of my water. All done. I finished all the water. It's fun and not that hard. Yeah, Stardew Valley. I have played Stardew Valley before, so I think that's probably what I'm gonna play. Do you want to play Fall Guys? No, I'm good. The fishing is the hardest thing for me. Yeah, the fishing's kind of a pain in the butt. I'm kind of getting a hang on the fishing. Or Pummel Party. We can get a few others in the server who join those. No. It'll be fine. Play whatever is casual and cozy for you. I imagine playing Pokemon Snap. I would, except I do not have, My Switch is not, it's the light, so I can't attach it to the TV. Otherwise I would totally like play Pokemon Violet. That's like the one video game that I've always played is the Pokemon games. So Pokemon Snap, the all of the Pokemon colors, I've played all of those. So that's like, but those are like turn-based. Turn-based I can handle. I can handle the turn-based games. Stardew Valley is fun, but the in-game time moves too fast. Yeah, it does. It definitely does. Oh, so my roommates decided they were going to try and teach me how to play Call of Duty, but really they just wanted to see me attempt a first-person shooter, and I had never played one before, and this was how old is my older kid? This was like 9 years ago. So, you know, back when I had roommates. So they set me up with Call of Duty, and I was like, okay, is there fall damage? And they were like, no, there's no fall damage. I immediately fell off a cliff and died. And I was like, what the heck? You said there's no fall damage. And they were like, well, there's no fall damage as long as you stay on the map. You fell off the edge of the map. And I was like, I didn't even know that I was anywhere near the edge of the map. And that's the last time I've ever played a first-person shooter. Because I was that bad at it. I was god-awful. Yeah, Stardew Valley is like the only game I can like kind of handle that has like monsters that I have to attack. And even then, like, I cannot do Skull Cavern. Like, for the life of me, I cannot do the Skull Cavern in Stardew Valley. Like, I don't like the volcano on the island either. Oh, pet treat time. Are all the babies down here? Oh, I think the kitties went upstairs. So you're only gonna get Clover pet treat time. Clover! The babies went upstairs with little fish earlier. Clover! You want a treat? Clover! Did she go? I can't see that far. Clover! You want biscuits? You want treaties? Hold on. I gotta go see if she's even down here. He may have taken her upstairs. Baby! You want treats? The babies aren't here to cause chaos and jump all over me like they did last time, Lumi. Hi. You want treats? Oh, there you go. Good girl. Good girl. No kitten treats this time. It was absolute chaos, Lumi. It was absolute freaking chaos. The cat the cat was like hiding under the desk for like 20 minutes after that, refusing to leave. She was just under there, like staring at me, just waiting for me to get more treats out. Hello, Danny Days. How you doing? Victoria, thank you for the follow and for sharing the live. I really appreciate that. Absolute chaos, Lumi. If I'm playing with someone else, I can do Skull Cavern just because then I can run away and they do most of the fighting. Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna have to wait until like somebody's playing with me to do Skull Cavern because but yeah, I have one solo game going, and then I also have a game where I'm playing with little fish. And we're both trying to woo Leah simultaneously, so that's super fun. We're like trying to see who can woo her first. Which I think is hilarious. It's okay, Clover likes me. She let me hold her, so she deserves treats for that. She did. She did. There was so much of this color. This was such a big color. Oh, plus you guys redeemed me finishing off 2 hoops. I forgot about that. Do you just plan on finishing this tonight? Yeah, I'm just gonna finish off this little bit, and that's gonna be it for me tonight. Because where I'm at, it's 10:30, and I have to wake up with tiny humans tomorrow morning and teach them. Mold the future minds of tiny humans. So yeah, this is gonna be the end of the live tonight. But I will be Wednesday. Normally I stream Wednesdays and Sundays at 7:30 Eastern time until about 10:30 Eastern time. I'm going a little bit late tonight. I recognize that. That's because I want to finish this color. This Wednesday, my Twitch followers have redeemed me pretending to be a gaming streamer for a night. So on Wednesday, I will be streaming either Stardew Valley or Overcooked. If I can get my partner to come join me, we'll play some Overcooked. Otherwise, I'll just be playing Stardew Valley by myself. And I'll be playing that for the evening. And next Sunday, I will be back to my normal stitching content, stitching live. We'll get back to Sylveon and do some more work on Sylveon. And in the meantime, I am doing my How to Cross Stitch series. I just started it today, and I just posted the first video today about what materials you need to get started, how to get started for like $20 or less. And in the next couple days, I'm hoping to drop a few more videos. So that's all exciting stuff happening on TikTok. But yeah. Hold on. What? Here, scroll back. Don't like that you can't just chop up mummies in Stardew. Yeah, I wish they just stayed dead and you don't need to blow them up. It's annoying having to do that. It's a very comfy vibe. I hope we'll vibe again in the future. Aw, thank you. I like comfy vibes. Oh, yes, Lumi. Yes, Lumi. I also don't like the flying dragons. Yeah, those are not great. I cannot stress this enough. If you end up playing solo, do Untitled Goose Game. I don't have Untitled Goose Game, but Little Fish does. So that is a possibility. It's a possibility. It's not a very big possibility, but it is a possibility. It sounds like absolute chaos. I think I've watched him do it like just a little bit. But yeah. Kaya, thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. This looks awesome. I just started crocheting a side hook. Oh, that's awesome. That's super exciting. Thank you so much. Okay, so this is cool music remix. Oh, thank you. The music remix is by Game Chops. This is their study lounge like channel thing. It's like live 24/7, just playing like video game remixes and stuff. So thank Game Chops for our music tonight. And you wreak havoc as a goose. Yes, you absolutely do. Okay, so end of stream stuff that I always forget and I'm trying to be better about. So if you like my cross stitch patterns, I do have them available in 2 different places. I have my Etsy shop where they're available for $5 each, or I have my Patreon. If you're looking to get more than like 2 to 3 patterns, it's actually way cheaper to go through my Patreon. I have a $7 tier where you get access to Bulbasaur, Squirtle, Charmander, and Pikachu all the time, and you also get 2 new patterns that switch out every month. This month they are Blastoise and Venusaur. I also have my $12 tier where you get access to my entire Pokemon cross-stitch library, my full pattern library. Right now I have 29 patterns on there. I also promise to add 4 new ones every month. So Blastoise and Venusaur were added so far this month. I'm going to be adding 2 more before the end of February is over. So those are like this type of stuff. If you want to join the Discord, we do have a Discord server. We do a lot of TTRPG stuff. We do have a really robust craft section over there as well for those of you who are really into the crafty stuff. We have like, I don't know, like neurodivergent talk and like all kinds of like, it's just such a great community. Like imagine the community you've seen here tonight on TikTok and on Twitch, but on a Discord server and all of us cheering each other on and talking to each other all day, every day. We are running a self-care challenge that we do every month. where I post challenge prompts for you to like take care of yourself, and as you take care of yourself, you earn coins to redeem a game night with me. This month we're gonna be playing, or the winners from January, in a week or two, we're gonna be playing Raccoon Sky Pirates for an evening. So stuff like that. So like the TTRPG, but with chaos, because you pretend to be raccoons piloting an airship through suburban America to steal garbage to take back to the junkyard. I've played it before with other people. It is an absolute riot of a game to play. So we'll be playing that on the Discord. Other people will be able to jump in and watch, but you will be muted if you are not part of the actual game. If you want to learn how to cross stitch, I do have a written how to cross stitch guide. The link is in my bio. For those of you on... The links to all of this stuff is in my bio. For those of you on Twitch, when I say link in bio, that's the link I'm talking about. So I have a how to cross stitch guide linked on there. I'm also starting up, like I said, my how to cross stitch video series. So I just posted the first one today, but basically I'm going to be walking you through every step of the way, how to cross stitch from start to finish. So today I posted the first video of that, the materials that you need to cross stitch. Breaking it down for you even quicker than the video did. You need 3 things to get started cross stitching. You need your fabric, you need a needle, and you need whatever colors of DMC floss your pattern calls for. Notice I did not say you need a pattern. What I mean by that is you don't need to purchase a pattern. There are plenty of patterns that you can find online for free, especially if you're just starting your first, foray into this and you're not sure if you're going to like this craft. I highly recommend just finding a free pattern at first. Or if you really like the Pokemon, like I said, it's $5 in my shop or $7 or $12 on the Patreon tiers. The Twitch stream, so for those of you on TikTok, if you want to follow along on Twitch and play the Pokemon community game and get access to the rewards like making me drink my water, and when I finish those Pokemon hoops, and helping contribute to like the community reward or the community goals of like making me be a streamer for a night and like stuff like that, the Twitch link is through the bio as well. If you just want to hang out here with me on TikTok instead, that's totally cool too. And I'm going to continue to stream on both platforms simultaneously because I like that. If you're looking for the embroidery craft stand that I use, the link for that is in my bio. It's the Loops and Threads craft stand from Michaels. It's about $50 or so. I recommend getting like one of those 40 or 50% off coupons and buying it with that, because nobody needs to be spending this much money on your hobby when you can do it for cheaper. I think that is like the main stuff. If I've forgotten anything, I'm sorry. Amber says the $12 is very well worth it. Thank you, Amber. I love you. Thank you for being one of my very first Patreon supporters. I really, really appreciate it. You guys make it so that I get to continue doing this stuff. This is what I love doing, and I would love to be able to help support my family by continuing to do this. So even just being in my live, hitting likes, sharing the live with other people, following me, all of that, even if you can't afford to support through buying my patterns through the Etsy shop or supporting me on Patreon, joining the Discord server and all of these other things, one, it helps keep me motivated, and two, like, it's a way to help get me in front of other people who might be able to do those things. So if you can't support in those ways, that is totally fine. I just love you guys being here and talking to me in the chat, and like, I just love the vibe that I have with the community that I've been building here. So thank you guys all so very, very much for being here. I will be back on Wednesday for Chaos Video Games and Chill Vibes. And I will be back next Sunday for more stitching and chaos, chill chaos vibes. I think that is my tagline, is I am chill chaos vibes. Thank you everyone for the follows. Thank you Esper, Beck, Lindsay, Misbehaven for the follows. I really, really appreciate you all. And thank you Caitlin for sharing the live. You guys are all wonderful, and I will see you. I stream on Wednesdays and Sundays at 7:30 Eastern time. Reminder, Wednesday I will be doing something a little different than this. I hope you join me for it anyway. As of Sunday, I'll be back to my regular content. But thank you all. I love you all so much. Thank you, and good night.